Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Next Issue podcast. I'm a big fan of that opening, and maybe we'll have a new one if we can all send some clips to Clay. I think these 30-second openings hit the spot real good. All right, before we're gonna get going because we got a lot of stuff happening today on our Valentine's Day special. It is Valentine's Day next week. It was either that or Ash Wednesday. And it's harder to plan around Ash Wednesday. I guess we could have done.
And we're never going to talk about the Super Bowl.
That's right. Oh,
yeah.
We are actually today. We're in for a tweet. Jeff, I was looking at your notes. I think we're going to introduce something called the Wrestling Minute, where we just talk about wrestling for a minute.
Oh, for a minute.
Because that's the size of the clips anyway, so like that works out real good.
Are we talking about the slapper around the world?
Oh yeah. We will get to that.
I have no idea what any of this refers to. So yeah, exactly. And I were like, this is
WrestleMania.
I like it. All right. So on today's show, we're gonna first of all we'll definitely talk through all our previously on Next Issue stuff as normal. And then so nobody here knows what we're doing exactly. I mean, I guess I do.
Ever.
Together. Yeah. but this time it's on purpose. So for our main topic, and you guys know that I love to steal ideas from the best. So recently the new Rockstars Network, they did tier bracket. Now, hold on a second. Is Kyle like blurry to everyone?
Okay. Yeah, I know. I saw that too.
What the hell?
I thought the snap had happened, but only.
Yeah, me too. No, I think you're good now, Kyle. I think it was like an internet glitch for a second. Okay, so for today's show, we're going to go and we're gonna do a tier list of rom com movies.
Okay.
Yes.
But there's a twist.
There
is a category says I haven't watched, right?
Yeah. All right.
So if
That's
none
fair.
of us, if at the end of the thing, there's enough in the haven't watched category that kind of outweighs. Like if we don't at least have watched half of all these films, and these are random, I didn't put it together.
Oh wow, okay. Because I was going to be.
Haven't watched half of these films at least. We're gonna have to pick one film from the haven't watched category to talk about on our next show.
Oh wow, that is a twist. Okay,
so it'll be
with homework.
So. Please don't let it be a Katherine Heigl film.
Hey, listen, I don't know what's gonna end up there. It depends. I think they look to be from like all kinds of like some older rom coms, some modern rom coms, some early 2000s stuff. So we'll see.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a period where I was really into rom-coms. I don't see any of them on here because that period is like indie films from the mid to late 90s, so.
I see a bunch of them that I was going to mention on here.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So that'll be later on the show. So stay tuned for that. That's how you keep them hooked.
Mm-hmm.
I am curious to see what is not on that list that we would be like, why isn't that on there?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, we should all name our favorite rom-coms before.
Let's save it for the half of the Leonard Kim in the chat. Yeah, we got a full house. That's kind of how we came up with the idea for a new intro. Stay tuned for that. And then Crook Spend the Life. This is my buddy Neil.
Wait, have we done a full house intro?
No, but I someone may have illegally ripped it last night and sent it to Clay. So
it's for the art. It's fair. It's called fair use, I think.
I believe it is called fair use. Yeah, we're not earning any money off of this yet.
Oh, trust me, we are not earning any money off of the channel. If anything, I think it's called a money pit.
Yeah. Is that on there? That should be on there.
Say, is that a rom-com?
Yeah. Kind of. Maybe? I don't know.
I think it's more com-rom.
Yeah, but if you want to help us out, you can always join the membership on the channel. You can also check out our Patreon. So yeah, you can help this endeavor make money. It's just gonna take some effort. It's gonna take all of us working together.
I will say that I was trying to explain, doing an opening to Shelby, and I said, haven't you seen Too Many Cooks? And she was like, no. So we got to watch it last night.
Yes. Oh, classic. So classic.
It's a fun way to get to like watch new stuff by just naming things and seeing what sticks to the wall. All right, let's get into it because we got a lot of stuff to do. So, I'm setting the timer. We got a hard stop because we're also doing a comic review for a new comic that's coming out next week. Very excited for that. So let me kick things off because I want to show you guys a few things, but I don't know if you guys read this. I know we all read Thundercats last week, but I wanted to show you all. So I picked up the little foil.
Foil, nice.
That's right. Yeah. But also, after we recorded it last week, I went back and watched the first two episodes of the 1980s cartoon because I think we figured out it was on Hulu. Man, it holds up in a lot of places, and in some places, I'm like, oh, this is definitely a kid's cartoon.
I assume you're talking about Snarf.
Yeah, it's light spoiler for the new Thundercats. We didn't even talk about the Snarf omission in the comic.
He's on the cover, right?
He's on the cover.
Yeah. Really? Okay.
First issue.
See, I have a Snarf-shaped hole in my head. I think I've just blocked that out. In the same way that it tried to fill the Orko-shaped hole in my head until Revelations made Orko cool.
Leave Snarf alone.
Yeah, I don't know.
So hopefully, maybe in the future he'll come back. I will say also the cartoon spends so much more time on the ship. Like the whole first episode is them.
I think it's the whole. Okay. Yeah.
Now, how did you feel about the weird transition from them being naked to wearing clothes?
Oh, that was cool.
In the first episode.
That was very Sailor Moon, like magical girl.
It does make the clothes. Oh, I'm sorry, Kyle. Go ahead.
Yeah, good.
It does make the clothes seem pointless if they can just walk around naked. I mean,
well, when Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, they felt no shame. But
you know what? I think that's a solid comparison here. The space is the Garden of Eden. Whatever Earth 3 they land on is,
Third Earth.
Third Earth.
Here's a bit of trivia.
Now, would you guys go? So a live action Thundercats movie, what I think would look like the live action Cats movie, like the musical Cats. That's exactly what a live action Thundercats movie would look like.
All right, Kyle, you were gonna.
I don't think any of you guys, a bit trivia for everybody else, but does anybody know who produced the original 80s Thundercats TV show?
Oh, man, no.
I mean, it was not a Sunbow production, was it?
No, Rankin and Bass.
No, really. Interesting. Okay.
Like two characters from a sitcom from the 80s.
No. Daniel, you remember growing up watching like the stop motion Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Yeah.
That's Rankin and Bass.
That's Rankin and Bass, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they also did the Lord of the Rings, or they took a stab at Lord of the Rings.
Well, no, they did the Return of the King and the Hobbit.
Yeah, Return of the King and the Hobbit after Lord of the Rings by Ralph Bakshi. Didn't work, yeah.
Ralph Macchio.
So did they also do Silverhawks?
Bakshi.
Okay. Well, yeah, but yeah, I think overall we enjoyed Thundercats. I'm excited for seeing what's next. So that was fun. It was just really cool. I think what I am going to do is watch the 2011 one, the Cartoon Network, like more stylized.
So different.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see because I never saw that one, so I wanna get into that. Maybe make some content. Speaking of nostalgia, the other thing I'll talk about, and then I'll pass it on to you guys. I read Mighty Morphin Power Rangers: The Return #1. This is a new book co-written by Amy Jo Johnson, who plays the Pink Ranger in the original, and Matt Hodson.
Stunt casting.
It's an alternate. Well, listen, I'm okay with any stunt.
Hey, no, me too. I mean,
this was she did the same team co-wrote a story in the 40th anniversary issue that came out maybe like a month ago. In this take, it's an alternate world where the Rangers defeated the Lord Zed and Rita Repulsa, and they decided to stop being Power Rangers. And now it's like 22 years later, And one of the Rangers has decided that they need to continue being a Power Ranger, while the other ones have kind of moved on with their lives. This is all kind of from Kimberly's perspective, which is probably why Amy Jo Johnson. I mean, it makes sense for her to write that, but it's really cool. Like seeing. I mean, it's also very emotional. They do. So there's been a couple of actors that have passed away since, unfortunately, and those actors, I guess their characters are also kind of not reprised in this.
Oh, that's nice.
So
Tommy.
Yeah, Trini and Tommy are not part of the. They're in the book. They're referenced in the book, but they're not characters. So it'll be interesting to explore that. And obviously, when they reunite after 22 years, because only Zach and Billy have kind of been hanging out together doing stuff. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting little book. I think even if you haven't read any of the new stuff, you don't need to. As long as you watch the original Power Rangers, you'll probably enjoy this because it's really spinning out of that. And it's probably just season 1 too, because after season 1, it's when they replaced. I think they changed both the Black Ranger and the Yellow Ranger. They changed actors. So yeah, highly recommend it. I really enjoyed it, and of course, Boom has a lot of really cool covers for it. So
one day you just wake up and you're no longer a teenager with attitude. You're just mid-aged adult with.
I don't know, and I'm not going to speculate on this. So, so I'll pass it on. Clay, why don't you give us a couple things you've been doing?
Red Cobra Commander #1. I know you guys talked about this already. I finally got to it, man. Oh God, these are so fun. I'm loving these books. I got a copy of Crave 2, and man, that continues to surprise me with each issue. I'm digging the art. I've Shelby's been a big fan of. It's Marie Lovett?
Maria Lovett. That's how I say it.
And so this is my first book of hers I've read, and it's so good. I really, really dig it. Yeah. Our Bones Dust #2 continues just the darkest end of humanity, and I dig it. I love the art so much because it's almost like space minimalist. If you could have that in a way, it's very vast and deserted with just a few objects, but a random people inserted into the I want to say cells into the boxes, just to kind of give you this array of vastness that's just gone from Earth and what's left, and just the sadness of pretty much any character you see show up that dies, they're dinner in the next panel. So it's just I love the darkness of it. Transformers 3 and 4, staying in that world is. I think I am now on the Transformer fan base just for the human kills.
Right.
Each time is different and creative, and you just go, "Holy shit!" I mean, I almost feel like I'm Ray Stantz going, "What is the one thing from childhood that couldn't harm you?" We're just watching all these childhood things that we enjoyed as kids. Cobra Commander, GI Joe. I mean, god damn, that book is so good. That the Duke book, I think, is, as much as I love Transformers, it's hard to outdo it, but Duke seems to outdo it with the origin of what he's going through. I really dig that a lot.
Nice.
But yeah, those are just some of the comics I've been reading.
Well, good news. We got a lot of the next issues on our preview folder now. We have a new Crave. We have a new Bones Dust. We'll get a new Transformers this week. That one we don't get it till the day of release. So go check our folder so we can talk about that, because very cool.
If you've already seen the cover for #5, it's going to be amazing. It's got a picture of Optimus with Megatron's arm looking down at Starscream. It's the cover from when Megatron blasts Ironhide from Transformers the movie.
Oh god, yeah.
I think is that the main cover, because I thought the main cover was just an arm with the gun on top,
it's the A cover coming up. I'm following the guy who does the art for the covers.
Oh,
It is a cover, I think.
Nice. Yeah. So we know that after issue 6, and I was watching Daniel Warren Johnson's stream yesterday. He was talking about he turned in all the art for issue 6. So that's off through the presses. So we'll be getting that. And after that, of course, Jorge Corona will be taking over. So nice. Josh, why don't you give us a couple of things you've been into?
Yeah, sure. I'll start with comics. I think the first one, I always throw it in last because I forget, but we had Comic Book Club this week, and we read a really amazing book from TKO that was written and drawn by Juni Ba called Mobilis. And Mobilis, My Life with Captain Nemo. And it is just a beautiful, beautiful, it's purportedly an all ages book. And I say purportedly, there isn't anything in it that is not acceptable for all ages, but it's also a very dark, sort of thoughtful book. So your mileage may vary, but it's a beautifully, beautifully drawn book about kind of a play off of the idea of Captain Nemo as essentially the last survivor of humanity. And underwater, Captain Nemo discovers almost like a preservation pod with a young girl in it that he brings aboard the ship, and basically begrudgingly raises this girl. It's a really, really interesting story, and I don't want to say too much about it because I think it's almost best to go into it just completely cold. But it's also packaged in this. It's on my shelf. I'm being lazy, in this beautiful kind of oversized hardback. So anyway, so that was really nice. And then just kind of catching up on stuff. There's one item in particular I'll wait on because I assume most of us read it. But again, I just want to continue giving props to Ryan North's Fantastic Four. Every single issue slaps. They're just so fucking good. And I hope this series runs forever. I mean, it is one of my favorite ongoing series. Quite honestly, if somebody put a gun in my head and said, you can only read 2 monthly titles right now, it'd be Saga and this. That's it. I would get rid of everything else because those are the two books that every time they're out, I just jump at reading them. So, and this one's good. It has kind of an interesting time travel plot. Anybody else read this? I'm just curious.
I haven't read this last issue, but I've read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything to spoil it. I'll just say there's a time travel plot that in itself is very Ryan Northy. If you've been reading the series, he's really good at these kind of hooks at the beginning. My only complaint is I feel like it had and I didn't look. I feel like it has a slightly different artist this time that is very good at mimicking the normal artist, but there is a sense where you're clearly at some point looking at two different versions of Sue and Reed, but they never tell you where the non-contemporary version is from. And so I was kind of confused. There's never a sense of where are they? I don't understand. So anyway, didn't really take away from the story. I still enjoyed it. So that is FF number 17. Continuing to read Conan. This book is also incredible. And this was the issue because I know I binged it last time. I read the first 6 issues. And I was kind of harsh on the new artist, Doug Braithwaite. But this issue, it all came around. I now love him as the artist. He's great. I still don't think as good as the first artist, but it's working for me. And this second story, let's see, we're issue 7. So we're 2 or 3 issues into it. I forget I think the first storyline was.
It was 5 issues for the first arc.
Okay, thanks. So this is the 3rd issue in the second storyline. It really presents, I think, a much more nuanced Conan. And a Conan also that feels, I have very little experience with the original stories and books, but it feels much more in line with that, right? He's not some indefeatable godlike warrior. He's just a real badass dude. And in this one in particular, it's playing with Baylet as kind of like his one true love. And she's the sort of sub-story of this. There are very subtle references to the movie, which I quite like. So if you're a fan of the movie, it's worth picking this up. I would say you wouldn't even really need to read the first storyline. You could just jump in with issue 5 and go forward. So, and I'll do one more.
Sure.
All right. This came as a shock. I thought this was going to be the last issue because it's issue 12 and it's the Tom King jam. It is not. And at this point, I have no fucking clue when this is going to end. Does anyone else? I mean,
I think it's everlasting, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and
I think it is at 15.
Is it? Okay, cool. I've never seen it advertised, so I wasn't sure. But that kind of makes sense. This is the issue that, and I know I've said this about this series a few times. I've had kind of like a couple make or break points where I'm like, this book needs to do something or I'm bouncing, right? Because it kind of drags in certain spots. And this was the issue where it finally starts to come full circle. Because what we're now getting is, where is he as this immortal wanderer that constantly kills her? Where is he coming from? And so that is alluded to at the end of the issue. And again, I was like three pages away from the end. I'm like, I don't think they're going to wrap this up. And then I get to the end and it says to be continued. And I was like, this is the weirdest Tom King thing I've ever read, because I'm used to 12 issues, like 12 and done, you know? So, but anyway.
That's what I've been waiting for. Is like, I thought it was going to wrap up, but this last trade has just been like going.
Yeah.
Going.
Yeah. No, Jeff said it's 15 issues. So.
It could be. I'm looking it up now, and I'm reading on Reddit. It's like 30 issues, so it may just keep going.
Oh my God! Well, see, and so I guess this is the thing that really ticks me off. Sorry, quick Josh rant. If you're doing an intentional miniseries, list it on the cover. I just want to know how many issues it is. If it's ongoing, then that's fine. But Image in particular is really bad about this.
Yes.
And I'm just kind of like, at some point, I need to know if it's like X number of issues and done, or if it's like we're just going to keep going, because otherwise my expectations for where the story is going, especially reading it month to month, really needs that. So anyway, I'll stop yammering on.
Yeah, thank you. I said a couple of comics, but I'm just kidding. Kyle, what do you got?
Let me see. I have got. There's a list here. Okay, so I did Wolverine Mandapore Nights #1, which I thought this was a lot of fun. This is taking taking place right after issue 241. I think it was Jim Lee from 1990.
Yeah, that iconic cover with the Cap and Widow and Wolverine.
Yeah, and it's pretty good. He starts off with Logan, Natasha, Psylocke, and Jubilee in this club in Mandapore, and then basically Cap comes crashing down, taking on the Hand, and then so they all take him on, and then basically just you find out that Wolverine even remembers his time back in World War II when he helped save Natasha as a girl, and so it's a Cap basically saying, I knew you were here, and I was hoping maybe we could team up. And Wolverine starts giving him a little shit that's playing him, like saying, that's fine, you can go and do your own thing, but I thought maybe we team up. And Natasha's like, I thought by now, Cap, you'd realize how much Wolverine could play you. And so they're like going to do a special team up of the three of them to take down the Hand of Mandapore. That's about pretty much all as far as they've gotten so far.
Chris Claremont's back writing that, so
yeah,
that's cool.
Exactly. So we're
so weird.
It is a little wordy. I saw the preview for it. It's still a little wordy.
Nothing wrong with a little bit wordy comic book. Let's see. The next one I also had was X-Men V3 number 61, where basically the X-Men are taking on Nimrod to try to. I remember what was in there. It was
Wait, is that this week's?
Yeah.
31. Okay.
Okay. No, sorry, not 31. Yes.
No,
yeah, 31, sorry.
61.
Yeah.
Are you reading from like 1990 something? What's going on?
But it was kind of nice because this one actually had Spider-Man teaming up with them, and it's sort of setting up for the Marvel civil war against Orchis again, because it's got Miss Marvel and him trying to get this data, and Wolverine, Colossus, Nightcrawler, all of them take on Nimrod, and so it was almost like a nice little Marvel team up issue where they're all taken on together, and then realizing they're ready to make the launch against take back New York and the world. So
nice, yeah. It's got Phil Noto art. I'll never say no to that. So
perfect.
And then also Daredevil Gang War #3. This one was I've been enjoying the Gang War. This has felt nice because it's not like time based. It's not whole world based. It's typical street level gang kind of stuff. So Madame Mask has basically been taken over. She has this henchwoman who you come to find out is actually a clone of X-23, and she ends up fighting the Owl for connection of his part of New York, and she ends up beating him. So and you realize, and then what do you call it? Elektra is trying to take her down at the same time getting the earful, but she's got the earpiece, so she's having She-Hulk call her at one point. She goes, "Elektra, are you there?" And he goes, "Who is this?" "This is Jen." "Jen?" "She-Hulk." And then you just see her in her mind going, too many real names for all these superheroes, and she's not used to the the best friend network they all have.
Nice.
And then so basically it's going to be next issue. It's going to be the last one. Finalize the gang war battle, but it's just been a fun book because it's street level. It's just it's the street level heroes, and I thought it's been fun to read.
Nice. Okay, let's hop over to Jeff, and then we'll come back around. Everybody, do one more round. We're making pretty good time.
Sweet. I'm gonna slow it all down. Let's get smooth.
I'm talking about books, huh?
Let's talk about some real do. I did read a real book. Sorry, Daniel.
Whoa! Let's not call it a real book.
Whoa!
Right?
I finished all the Marvels this week. This is by Douglas Wolk, Wolk. He read everything between Fantastic Four #1 and I think it was like Marvel Legacy 2017. But every single Marvel book in between those that came out, he read. So that's what this book is about. I talked about a little bit last week about how it kind of made me want to read, speaking of Chris Claremont, all of the Chris Claremont run of the X-Men when he was writing it. I've since gotten over that. But he's also made me want to run the entire Walt Simonson Thor run and reread the Hickman Avengers Civil War stuff. This is a pretty good book. It's not like super, I wouldn't call it mandatory reading, but it does make you want to go back and revisit some of the stories. And there is kind of a cute little end part to it where he talks about how this whole thing started because he started reading comics with his kid. And he didn't really have much in common with his kid until they started reading comics together. And it wasn't even the superhero stuff. It's just the kid was fascinated with like how it all kind of worked together. Like all these characters interacted with one another in different books and how everything kind of came together. So it's a good book. It's
nice. I guess I'll allow it.
It's superhero adjacent. Yeah. I watched the movie finally. I'd never seen it before. Midsummer.
How is that?
I can see why people love it. I go into horror movies. I guess it's a horror movie. I'm like one of those people who put myself into the thing, and I was annoyed immediately.
Why?
I was like, I would not be here. I'm surrounded by this many white people in robes. I am getting
that. Yeah, that is a scary piece.
Jeff, I don't want to be a dick about it, but I don't think they would invite us to a Midsummer.
I wouldn't even accept the invitation. I'd be like, "Oh, you want me to lay in a field and take shrooms for 24 hours? I'm there. But you want me to stay in a big barn with like 12 your family for like 2 weeks? No, I'm not doing it."
But I was going to invite you guys to the next session, but I don't know if you're going to be mean about it.
I'm not doing that. No, I enjoy my alone time way too much.
Did you not? But okay, what did? Okay, I will admit though, it took me 2 viewings to really love the movie, and the second viewing, I saw things that I did not see in the first movie or in the first viewing. So I really recommend 2 viewings. It brings a whole different perspective to it, and as you kind of follow the main character, the second viewing, you tend to look on the outside and see different aspects to the story that really help it. But fuck, man, that movie is wild.
Yeah, it's a crazy movie, and there's definitely, it's beautifully shot, and there's a lot going on in the background. You're right. I just, like if I do the thing where I'm like, which way am I running from the killer, and like, you know, your Jason movies or whatever, I do the same thing with this one, and I'm just like, no, I'm out. The second you're like, we're gonna be here for 2 weeks, I'm like, I don't care.
Let me tell you this.
I will
though, bro.
hitchhike back over to where all the real drugs are. And
But
I was gonna say, if for whatever reason I ended up being at the Midsummer, I know I would definitely die the minute any of those beautiful women approach me and be like, "Hey, you want to come hang out?" Like, yeah, sure, let's go.
you want me to put on a bear costume? Whatever, I'm down.
I would just show up in my own bear costume. Why not?
Yeah,
I think though the thing that gets me the most about that movie is after I've seen it a couple of times, you do see how easy it is for people to get pulled into a cult.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
I mean that's really the essence of the film, and that really, once you see that, you're just like, oh fuck, like it doesn't take much.
Yeah. Okay, so that was my Midsummer. Real quick, jumping back to Clay's and the Transformers killing humans. Have you guys seen the Kevin Smith animated Clerks?
Oh yeah.
Television show? I
Yeah.
love that scene where they're in the car. They have the Transformers and they're in the car. The Transformers transform with the humans still in them, and there's just blood just dripping out of all the gears and stuff.
That show is so underrated. I love it so much. It's great.
It doesn't completely age well, but there are moments where. But I guess Clerks doesn't age well in itself. So
yeah, that's kind of why it's great having like a new Clerks film every like 10 or 15 years, you know, is like it gives them a chance to like kind of update the humor to the current environment. So
yeah, exactly.
Oh, there it is.
See, there we
go. Great Florence.
But that's the only way they would get me to stay. Honestly, they're like, "Oh, I'll hang out with the girls." Like,
hello, ladies. Yes.
Hello, ladies.
Hello.
I'm gonna go. I guess I can go through comments real quick on the next pass. We can do my wrestling minute.
Cool thing about a cult. If you have a YouTube channel, that's a lot of subscribers, like right off the bat.
Oh yeah.
You know?
I'm sure isn't that how one of the love cults got started?
Exactly. It was just live streamed 24/7. People started showing up and giving her money, and I'm like, let's do it. Let's start a cult. I'm in.
Let's do it.
It does seem like a lot of work once you're in charge and things get going. You're like, I was just here for the, you know, I just wanted all the stuff. I don't want to like actually deal with you people.
I don't want to deal with you people. No, you're in charge, so you delegate. You have a finance guy.
That's true.
You have like your different people in place, and then you just tell them what they want to hear and make it seem like magic, and they give you money.
You got to be.
It's like corporate America. You just give them a pizza party every now and again. They're, you know, they'll shut up.
Yeah, tell them get their asses to work, because work will cleanse them. If they work hard, they will truly cleanse them of their sins, and they'll feel better. So I've got a patch that I need done on my roof. So come over and fix my house, and you'll feel better.
Yeah, 100%.
This all makes sense.
Like was it a carpet cleaning service in Seinfeld, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I think the one trick to forming any cult is if you're gonna be an apocalyptic cult, don't set a date. Right? It was in my social media feed, and someone just posted a photo on like a worn down sign on like a Rant post, and it was like the end of the world is coming. It was like May 12th, 1998. You know, it's just like this hasn't aged well. So
unless you're running a subgenius, and then you can say the doomsday and tell people it actually happened and we're living in the aftermath.
Yeah. Well, subgenius is a whole other level of
praise Bob.
Oh no, he doesn't get any of this. Anyway, sorry, Jeff. Go ahead.
That's okay. For Danny's sake, I'm going to push forward. I also read Titans Beast World #6. I think this is a fantastic crossover that happened. Loved it. Batman and Robin Annual 2024.
This was
Super
amazing.
fun.
Yeah.
Batman and his son go out camping.
Story. Yeah.
What's that?
For Batman and Robin, it's just a really fun one-shot story.
Yeah, it was super
It's
fun.
basically Batman and Robin go camping. Best way to put it.
Yeah.
Batman and Robin go camping. And then Avengers Twilight, number 2. I love that thing. I love that thing.
It's so good.
That's it.
Cool. All right. Let me go back and talk about a few more things and we'll go back around. So first I want to chat about Gone number 2. This is the second issue from Distillery. I picked up these 2 different Jacques covers. I love Jacques. He's one of my favorite artists. This is a really cool amalgamation of like the space sci-fi stuff with kind of like a little bit of a heist, or the premise of the book is that our main character, they would steal from ships that would dock in their planet, but these are massive ships, so like it's really hard for them to ever be found. Unfortunately, she gets stuck in one of them, and the ship leaves, and she needs to get home. But while she's there, there's like a rebellion happening in the ship because the ship is just like for these elites. So there's like all these rich people living their lives normally. There's like the people that are working on the ship, and then there's like this faction of almost like rebels that want to take over the ship and just like change the course. Like it's really, really interesting. A lot of elements of Rogue One. Or Andor, if you like that stuff. But then you also get a lot of like really cool art from Jacques, which is probably one of my favorite things. Here, I'll show you. I'll just put this one up here. Like just really cool stuff. Like I love his work. And there's also this aspect of like, because they're in a ship, there's like a whole temporal thing where things in the time in the ship happens like kind of like Interstellar, where like it doesn't like time dilation, right? So like she's only been gone for a few months in her house, but like time's gone by a lot faster in the ship. I don't know how it works. It doesn't matter. The book doesn't get bogged down in it either. Yeah, these are a lot of fun. I think there's only one more issue left. This one left off with a really cool twist at the end. So I'm excited to kind of finish that off. Also, a couple things that I picked up that I want to talk about real quick. Give me a sec. Batman 142.
All right.
Joker Year 1. I know.
I've got questions.
Right? Or maybe you, Jeff. Somebody else read this. I told him.
I did.
Oh, Josh.
Yeah.
This is only a 3-part story. I've read the second part because we got the review. Because it's coming out weekly, I think. They're going to just kind of get through the story.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Great. Andres Sorrentino and Giuseppe Camuncoli on art. Like, just amazing stuff. Really cool. And it's not really diving into the origin of the Joker, as many people are afraid with these Year 1 stories. But it is a story of, like, them revisiting some stuff. It even revisits some stuff from Year 0 or 0 Year from the Scott Snyder run, which I really loved. So that was really cool. Like, you get to see Batman in that outfit again that Greg Capullo designed. So very cool. The first arc of Birds of Prey wrapped up.
Yes.
With this issue. Oh yeah. Hold on, Josh. Pull that
Oh, sorry. I love these pages because it's very clear. So much of this is riffing off of past Joker stories. There are panels that pull straight from Killing Joke. This very much seems to be pulling from like Arkham Asylum. You know, so yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Very cool. Highly recommend it. Like I said, it's only 3 issues, and there's a lot more that ties back into the main arc. But if you're not caught up with Batman, you can still read it on its own.
Well, except I'll just say one thing. I haven't read 3 Jokers, and that seems to be essential to how this begins. So now I've got to go read it.
You don't, and I think after you read issue 2 of this, you'll see a lot less. It's not so much about what happened in there, but what the. I don't want to spoil anything because the issue doesn't.
Read the wiki. Read the wiki. Pass on the book.
I own 3 Jokers. I actually have it downloaded. So
you can read it. Footbox art's still fantastic. So
yeah. Okay. Sorry. Go on.
Like I said, the first arc of Bird of Prey is finished with this 6th issue. I said in my review that if they hadn't had a fill-in artist on issue 5, this would have been almost a perfect arc of comics. because it was such a jarring change in the art. But I really overall I enjoy the story, and I really the art for issue number 5 is great. It's just very different from Leonardo Romero's art. That was my main complaint. And then let me show you just a few things that I picked up, and then I'll move on because that's really all. Oh, one book I couldn't find because it sold out. Ultimate Black Panther. I just bought it digitally.
Oh yeah,
Man,
Oh,
it's
wow.
good. It is really good. I like the changes that they've made to T'Challa. He's going up against Moon Knight, who we met in the Ultimate Invasion, but in this universe, Moon Knight is actually Khonshu and Ra working together in like these human analog forms. It's very cool. Like it's just an interesting change of pace. Brian Hill
story-
writing it. What's that?
Is the intro to that Moon Knight character in that book, or is it in one of the Ultimate?
So the introduction is, I think, in the Ultimate Invasion 4-part that Jonathan Hickman did. That should all be
Okay.
on Marvel Unlimited now. If you need to go back and read that. So, but yeah,
no Unlimited.
That book's a lot of fun. I actually have a video on the channel talking about all the changes, and the art is fantastic. So, and then I picked up a few things, and I'll move along. So, picked up Suicide Squad Kills Arkham. This is the prequel to the video game. It even comes with a code for something. I don't know. I haven't opened it.
Yeah, there's a lot of drops you can get for that game various ways.
Yeah. The only thing I'll say is also you can read it now on the Infinite app if you have the Ultra tier. But in the book, they kind of confirm that Batman's not dead, and this is the this takes place in the universe of the Rocksteady games of the Arkham, like Batman Arkham City, Arkham Knight, Arkham Asylum. I think that's what they're called.
Yeah.
But that means the new game also takes place in that world.
Place in that same world after. Okay. The comic takes place after the books as well. But I thought at the end of the book, at the end of the last game, Batman was dead.
Okay.
So
no, you can tell he went into hiding the way they kind of.
Okay. Yeah, but then he's back to being Batman. I don't know. It feels like it does a disservice to the trilogy of Batman games by just bringing him back. So I don't know. That's my only complaint about that. I haven't read this, but I did pick it up. Mark Bernardin's writing Maze Windu. It's a miniseries.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And of course the Valentine's Day anthology.
Yes.
DC's How to Lose Guy Gardner in 10 Days.
I almost picked that up. I have to say.
The first story with Guy is amazing.
Oh yeah.
I miss picking those up, man.
Yeah, that story's by Kenny Porter. Kenny Porter's a great writer, very comedic stuff. I asked him on Twitter, like, did you come up with the title or did DC tell you that and then you made the story? And DC, somebody at editorial came up with the name of the book. And then last 2 books real quick. The Space Between, this wraps up the Boom series. It's only 4 issues. And I also picked up the Godzilla Valentine's Day.
Almost picked that up too.
Which I haven't read, but I'm excited because I'm sure it's going to be nothing but nonsense. All right. Clay, we'll shoot back to you. So we got about 15 minutes to go through the rest of everybody's stuff.
Okay. Since I was gone last week, I've binged a couple of different series. So the latest season of Welcome to Wrexham will break your heart. Will break your heart. It's kind of it's wild that the second season is more tug on the heartstrings. It goes in depth into a lot of the personal stuff within the team, within Rob and Ryan's life. Yeah, the community and. To me, probably the brightest story out of season 2 is the Women's League. Watching the women play because they are awesome. They go at the point. I think you jump on in their story. They're undefeated that season, and they also you learn more about how the league works and that they're actually at a division where they're not even paid. They're just playing to hope to get to the position to where their team is being paid. So another great season of that show. If you don't like watch sports on the regular, it's a great way to consume it because it's just put into a story format and it pays off well.
Season 3 coming in April.
Yeah, and now I've tried to start watching Wrexham games live because Hulu carries them.
I don't because I don't want to get the season spoiled for me.
I guess for me, it's more fascinating to see if they win or lose, and then how they play it out in the show.
Right. Okay.
One show I made a big miss on. Shelby's been watching this, and I hadn't seen it, but I got to binge all 3 seasons of Dairy Girls. Man, that show is good. It is really, really good. It's on Netflix. It's about girls growing up in the 90s during the IRA occupation in Ireland, and so it's weird because it's obviously some serious, heavy stuff, but the girls make it kind of fun and funny because they're going through their own personal shit, but having to live in this world. So like their priorities on like boys and crushes and trying to do things within this world kind of take priority over what their families are facing. Tom DeLonge. Do you guys know who Tom DeLonge is?
Sounds familiar.
He's from Blink-182. He left Blink-182 to expose the aliens.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
My library was wise enough to pick up one of his movies, Monsters of California, which is weird as hell. It's got Richard Kind and Casper Van Dien in it. Those are the big stars. Everyone else in it, I have no idea who they are. Wait a minute. What are you losing it for?
I don't know. Somehow a Tom DeLonge film starring Richard Kind. My brain is just going all kinds of places.
Yeah. So it's decent. That the biggest thing that will pull you out of this movie is there's like the 3 main dudes should be like 15 years old, and they're played by 25-year-old dudes. So it's really weird at times. So it takes you out of the movie a lot because the choices they make are really weird. They get into arguments about stuff that's like 15-year-old kids should argue about. You know, it comes across really creepy when you have a much older dude telling his friend, "I want to see your sister naked," and it's like, you look 25 and she looks 16. It looks weird. But the whole premise is discovering. The whole premise of it is discovering aliens. So it's these guys, and the movie's just kind of all over the place. At the beginning, they're hunting ghosts. They never refer to the opening scene again. Then they go and they hunt Bigfoot and find Richard Kind. Richard Kind is the scientist who's done all this alien research with his dad who's passed. But then he's also dealing with the fact that his mom wants to remarry. And it's like at 25, if your mom's remarrying, you should be kind of cool with it. But he acts like he's 15 years old. He's all upset, you know, like, you don't care about dad anymore kind of stuff, which comes across weird by a much older actor. I don't know if it's even worth seeing. It's just kind of an oddity. I think the funniest thing worth seeing is just the odd casting of the much older people who just should be playing like Goonies. You know, they should be much younger. New Nick Cage movie. And this is one I really recommend. Sympathy for the Devil. This is, Nick Cage. Who's the guy that played Rick Flag? What's his name? The actor?
Oh, Kinnaman.
Yeah. So him and Nick Cage are in this movie, and it's basically them the whole film. Nick Cage takes him hostage as he's headed to the hospital because his wife's about to give birth, and takes him on this road trip that is just insanity. And the story unravels during it, and it's really good. It pays off for 2 people to have to carry the film. This is Nick Cage at a 9. It's not full Mandy, but it's up there. And I will say the main difference between this being a movie, Kyle shaking his head, being a movie on the excellence of like Mandy is the aesthetics. Mandy has such a cool look and feel through the whole film, and this is completely void of that. So it's an interesting watch if you're a fan of Cage and you've seen Mandy and you see this, because he does play a crazy, a crazed man.
Oh, really?
But yeah, of course. And it just the volume goes up and down through the whole thing. So it's like you see him kind of calm and peaceful, then you see him just fully enraged. I dug it. It was a surprise pickup at the library. But Nick Cage is Nick Cage, so it's worth seeing.
I think we have a clip from the movie.
Oh, Lord.
Nice.
Other than stuff, I watched Scream 5 and 6. I don't know really how to explain it other than, have you ever like had silly putty or gum and you've just stretched it and you keep stretching it and you keep stretching it and you go, it's going to break, but it just keeps pulling? That's what the Scream franchise is. It just keeps going, but it's like, you know, and the whole premise of the, you know, of the Scream movies is to comment on modern day horror films, which 5 does pretty decent job of. But in the end, they're trying to transfer the storyline to a new group of kids and tell the story. The problem with 5 is, you know who the killer is from the very beginning. Like you see it and you go, oh yeah, that guy's going to be the killer. And then by the time you're at the end, you're like, and you know what's next? And then the next one in 6, that's the one where Sydney didn't return. I can't remember her name from Party of 5.
Nev Campbell.
Nev Campbell doesn't return. So it's kind of like, you know, again, you're still stretching, you're still trying to make it with these new characters, but you only have Courtney Cox to come back to kind of like give it that touch with the original. I mean, they're okay, but like, just, I don't know if they're necessary to see. Like, just nothing great for me came out of it. The killers in the 6th one, I got spoiled on Wikipedia, but then I go, did it really ruin the film for me? And I was like, by the end, I was like, no, not really. So I was just okay. I was glad I didn't pay for it, and they were both on Paramount. But one movie I've passed on for a long time that Joe Bob showed in his Valentine special last night that I am so glad I watched. Have you guys ever seen Freeway with Reese Witherspoon?
Oh, a long time ago.
Holy shit.
Holy shit. Is that the one also with
Kiefer Sutherland?
Yes, I have seen this, where she gets kidnapped from a gas station.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's well, she's not kidnapped. She willingly goes with this guy because she thinks like her car is broken down. So what happens at the beginning? Like this is a complete opposite of everything Reese Witherspoon has ever played, because she's playing this white trash chick who's like 16. She's her boyfriend's Bokeem Woodbine, you know, from the first.
This is not what I'm thinking of, but go on.
Yeah. And her mom's Amanda Plummer, who's like a whore, and her dad's or her stepdad's a meth head. And in the same day, her mom gets arrested for prostitution. Her dad gets picked up for parole violation. She goes on the run with their car after they're trying to put her into what is it for kids? Not like an orphan, a foster home. And so she takes off. Her car breaks down. Kiefer Sutherland pulls alongside and says, "Hey, do you need some help?" And then pulls her in the car. It's a play on Little Red Riding Hood, because she's trying to get to her grandmother's house to be safe. And Kiefer Sutherland is the wolf. And man, these two are great in this. I've never seen this movie, and I was like totally bummed that, like this is one she doesn't really talk about a lot. Hardcore exploitation film. Check it out. I am so glad I finally got to see this last night on Joe Bob. It was so good.
All right, I'm thinking of The Vanishing from '93.
Oh, that's a good one too. Where
it is good, yeah.
His wife goes missing and he blames it, but that's with Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
No. It's Kiefer Sutherland is the partner. Jeff Bridges is the bad guy.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, and then I watched Venom 2, and I felt like I didn't see this when it came out. I mean, it's okay.
That's a good rom-com.
Between who? Eddie and Venom?
Yeah, of course. The cutest couple in the movie.
Oh yeah. But again, that one's just a whole lot of fun. And Far From Home is like probably the best Sony will ever do.
What going forward, whenever you guys start going too long, I'm gonna give you the B's.
I expect the B's. I'm done.
All right, Josh.
I've only got a couple other things real quick. I know we already kind of talked about it, but I'm still reading Crave.
That book is so horny.
It's very horny. It's also shit's hitting the fan in issue 3. this book has a pacing that is almost hard to keep up with, right? That's not an innuendo. I'm just saying that like a lot happens in each issue.
They make pills for that now, Josh.
Last comic, issue 3 of Beneath the Trees. Here's the problem. I somehow missed issue 2. So, and I looked at my store and they didn't have it. So I was like, fuck. So I'm just going to have to like track it down.
I'm looking. If we have it, it will have the watermark from IDW.
That's fine. I just need to know what's happening in the story. But yeah. But anyway, I can't believe I sat on this for so long before reading issue 1 because it is great. And the pairing of this story with this art that looks like it's from a sweet little Richard Scarry book is just brilliant. It's so good. And then finally, just a couple things that we watched. We wrapped up season 5 of the BBC Ghosts, which is the very last season. And it is amazing. It is so good. It has... We watched the last episode, which is the Christmas special last night, and the way that it ends, we were all just tearing up. We're like, oh my God, this is so sweet. It's such a great show, and I worry it is so underappreciated here in the States because of the American one. And don't get me wrong, the American one is okay, right? We finally bounced off it. It's fine. It is what it is. The BBC Ghosts is it's operating such a higher tier, like to the point where in the second to last episode, they referenced something from the very first episode. And I had to turn to my wife and be like, was that never revealed before? And they're like, no, they've never mentioned that to a main character. And it comes totally full circle. It's amazing. It's so great. So highly recommend. And then finally, and I'm curious, I just figured Clay is watching this, but maybe not. Is anyone else watching on Peacock John Carpenter's Suburban Screams?
No.
Okay. I forget.
Just introing him.
Yeah, I know. But okay, so we watched the first 2. My wife found this, and so we started watching it because we're big Carpenter fans. And it's...
Josh, is it all carpentry or just John Carpenter?
It's just joint carpentry. Yeah. You only learn how to make, the dovetails and anyway. But it.
Wait till he finds out about this old house.
Yeah, right. Wait, it goes beyond joints? Oh my God. So the show, it's such a weird mix. It is. The basic concept is great, which is it is a season of horror stories based on true events. And so the best way I can describe it is it's not as bad as say like a America's Most Wanted, right? But it's kind of up there with like the film Bernie, which is you're getting these fictionalized portrayals of real events, but they interview the people it really happened to. So you're kind of going, so they have these like recreations, you could say, with, and it's very much filmed in Vancouver. Let me put it that way. Partly because the first 2 stories take place in Canada, but it's like all the actors are like a fine line between community theater and like Hollywood production. But the first 2 stories are great, really creepy. I would argue the opening shot of the very first episode, just watch the opening to it. And if that doesn't hook you, I don't know what else could. It's really, really fascinating. So yeah, not the news. All right, I'm done.
All right, Jeff, we're going to go to you last because we'll just zip into our wrestling minute. Kyle, did you have anything else you wanted to touch on? I see you just came back from Sundance. Maybe you want to tell us about that.
Yeah, so a couple weeks ago, I was up at Sundance, chaperoning, taking students up there with the school. I had a really freaking great time. I can also say I now have appreciation for the cold, being up in the mountains in the snow and everything. Like, It is so different. Like we hit some of the lows that we hit here, and it was not torturous. I was out walking at night. It was just a dry kind of cold. It was nice and invigorating. So, but walking around there, it was also the 20th anniversary of Napoleon Dynamite, which was, and I forgot. I used to say like it was. Oh, shut up, Dana. I actually got we were walking around Park Cities, and we found this food truck that had Napoleon Dynamite. It was a food truck. They were selling tater tots. And so we go up, and they were done selling them. So I look over and say, wait a second, that guy looks familiar. And it's John Heater and John Moyes, who was playing Uncle Rico. So I got to walk up and get pictures with them. So
that's awesome. Oh my God.
I can't believe it was at a tater tot food truck.
Yes.
Did you ask John Heater for his tots?
Yes. And then
Let me have your tots.
So it's so I was only able to get I actually literally buy a ticket for one film. I'll get to that one in a second. So you had a wait list for all the other films, and so I tried waitlisting for one. They kind of screwed me over because we were still getting the system working out. So I decided to go with the director and other students to go see the 20th anniversary showing of Napoleon Dynamite. Got in. Majority of the cast and crew were there. They're like, we're all watching the movie, and I forgot how much this film was awesome on the big screen, and everybody's just saying the lines and everything. It was just like in the middle of watching like a Kevin Smith rewatch. It was just amazing. And then the Q&A afterwards, and I loved it. And then for the movie that I wanted, there we go. Yep.
I will say I was going through this and it made me angry because Gen Xers love to take screenshots and don't crop the picture. Just share the whole thing. No, I was so upset.
Hey, man.
I almost didn't.
We live in our world. We don't need to live in your millennial world.
But aesthetically, just crop the fucking picture.
No, I had to get the tater tot truck in there.
No, you're fine. I'm just saying, like, when Clay shared the picture, he just took a screenshot of his phone and just dropped it in there like a savage. Just crop the picture.
That's it. That's my level of savagery is not cropping.
Yeah. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good.
Now I know how he's the savage sort of Conan, because Conan won't crop his goddamn photos.
I feel like not cropping your screenshots is the equivalent of you put the toilet paper roll back, but you put it the wrong way, right?
Yeah.
So, because there's a right way and there's a wrong way.
Now, Daniel, you're lucky you didn't like pull it up on the desktop and then take a picture of that and then send you the picture on the computer
across the room.
So the next film, I actually got this was showing right after Napoleon Dynamite. And Clay, if everybody knows how much I love cryptids and love Sasquatch and the Sasquatch films. So they were showing a movie called Sasquatch Sunset there. And it was no, Clay, before you raise your hands. Oh shit.
I want to believe it's part of the Before Sunset series and has Julie Delpy and Ethan Hawke hunting Sasquatch together.
I would so go see that. That's what fixes their marriage, right?
This is the first film I've ever walked out on.
Wow.
Whoa.
Let me get there. So we go in, and I'm there, and of course I had two students that were in there wanting to see this, so they bought tickets. Were in there. And I'm thinking, okay, so it's supposed to be about a year in the life of a Sasquatch in the wilderness, a comedy. They mentioned, there's some potty humor. I'm going, okay, I watched Kevin Smith. I can handle some potty humor. Right before they start the movie, the guy from Silence introducing goes, if you bought a ticket for this movie, you should know what you're getting into. So I'm going, what is that supposed to fucking mean? So they start the movie. Cinematography is beautiful. Open shot of the wilderness. Goes to a shot of all four Sasquatch walking in a line simultaneously across screen. Then the shot of a mountain range. And then the shot of all of them walking simultaneously on the top of a mountain. Goes to black. Title sequence, Sasquatch Sunset. Goes to the shot of the forest again. Goes black. Says spring to tell you what season in. And then all you hear is, and it comes out to
Jesse Eisenberg film?
Yes.
Okay, we'll watch the trailer at the end of the show.
So it comes to one of the Sasquatch railing the other one from behind.
I love it.
Then after he's done, he walks over and gets some leaves and starts wiping off his junk from all the semen.
This is my pick for favorite rom com.
I did look it up.
Then he goes to some normal stuff, like it has like one of them picking out stuff from the fur. Then they're like, when they start doing the knocking on the wood, they're building a thing. There's another scene where one is leaning against the other. He's picking up stuff in the from the hair. And at one point, I'm like, are all these male or is there even a female in there? And the one that's having the stuff picked out of the hair turns around, starts sucking on the other one's nipple until it's lactating.
Hey, you know what, Sasquatch? You don't need to conform to our gender norms, all right? Be you.
And so the main one, for all the time, it has its dongs hanging out the whole damn time, and it comes. So the best one is they have the scene where basically he finds this bush of berries, and you realize these are not good berries. He starts eating them. So they want the good berries, try to come over, and he stops them. Thankfully, the next scene is him just rising up like from a drunken bender. He's like, oh. And so at one point, he's walking around the forest. And he's like going, just bends over. Bleh. So we end up walking out 15 minutes into the film. And I'm reading reviews. And one guy goes, yes, this spectacular film. The showing I went to, it was like people were walking out as early as 15 minutes up until 5 minutes of the end of the film. I ended up reading another one. And apparently, I guess one of them was female because one kind of had this kind of gut showing. And you come to find out that we missed a Sasquatch birth.
That's why you never leave films.
5 stars. Criterion, we're waiting.
So this stars Jesse Eisenberg, and hold on, and the other one is Riley Keough, Elvis's granddaughter.
So could I do it like this and like a Saltburn back to back, kind of a double feature kind of thing? Would
apparently this has already been picked up for distribution by Blecher Films. It's just like
We'll watch the trailer after.
Oh my God.
I feel like a perfect double showing is whatever film Kyle just described, and then that amazing the man who killed Hitler. Yeah, and also Bigfoot. You know, like that's a perfect pairing right there.
I just want to look at the credits for this Bigfoot movie and see who the intimacy coordinator was for the Bigfoot film.
Very important.
All I got
now, are you okay with the nipple suckling? Okay, let's move forward with the nipple suckling.
I'm sitting there, and all that's going through my head is when we were used to be talking, and Shelby used to find like the Sasquatch like porn stuff. I'm going, okay, they made it to film now. I'm done.
They made it to film. I just want to know in the credits who was the Merkin Wrangler.
What's really bad is the prosthetics were actually really good. I mean, they were.
I was about to ask, like, how are the costumes and the makeup?
They were really good. I mean, the only time I think I've seen them really better would be Harry and the Hendersons.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, they were.
I don't remember Sasquatch Dong and Harry and the Hendersons.
No. I'm just saying the costume. I'm not saying like genitalia was ever shown. But like any other Sasquatch film, this one they really went to town.
It was always strategically covered by John Lithgow.
Right.
I hear they got the same guy that did the Watchmen, Blue Dong.
Yeah. So there's like a dong expert out there that's doing Sasquatch and superhero dong.
All right, I'm gonna move you guys down here because you're not part of the Wrestling Minute. You're just part of the audience.
We're over here talking Sasquatch dong.
Yeah.
We are.
Sadly, I know more about Sasquatch Dong than wrestling, so let's.
Let me clear the.
Sasquatch Dong was a wrestler back in '84.
Really, I never. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
All right, Sam Jackson just killed that topic. We are moving on.
Favorite topic.
Save it for your Sasquatch podcast, all right?
But Kyle walked out, so we could only talk about the first 15 minutes.
I'm gonna have to see it. It comes out in April, so I may end up eventually seeing it, the whole thing.
Anyways, all right. So real quick, the last thing Jeff had on his list, and we'll just use it for this. Jeff, tell us about it.
This on Thursday we watched the WrestleMania presser, the press conference. The road to WrestleMania begins. We're already on it. We have a little bit of what we call kayfabe. For the uninitiated, that means the fake stuff.
Okay.
And then we have the real world blending in with it. What happened was The Rock, everybody's favorite wrestler, has become a partner in the TKO, the fighting people have bought WWE. The Rock has now a board member of that group.
Well, and we should also say this is all on the tail ends of McMahon having to retire because of all the allegations too.
Well, yeah, we're not gonna get into that.
Well, no, I'm just saying. This is, I think that's a power move they were doing because of that.
I think there's something to that too. But I think so. The Rock has come in, and then in reality, he's like, "Well, I'm going to be in WrestleMania. I want to be in the main event." Now, story-wise, for the last year and a half, we've been following wrestler Cody Rhodes, who has his own backstory, but he's just come into the WWE. He's a famous family wrestler, and for the last year, he's been trying to win the heavyweight title. And the story is supposed to end at this year's WrestleMania, where we all expect him to beat Roman Reigns, who has been the WWE heavyweight champion for 3-4 years now, something ridiculous like that. But now The Rock has inserted himself in and taken that place from Cody in real life. So what are we going to do about the story? This is where the story kicks in on Thursday's press conference, where they take the reality and then the story, they blend it all together, and who knows what's going to happen. But all we know is we saw The Rock slap Cody.
Yeah.
And it's
all
hell's about to break loose.
They pivoted hard because last week we talked about The Rock came in and it seemed like Cody was willing to give up his spot at WrestleMania, and people did not like that. The crowd was not just the crowd there, but for 5 days straight, We Want Cody was trending on Twitter. So I guess
We Want Cody.
WWE saw that and they made a pivot, kind of like they did with Daniel Bryan back in 2012. We're like, all right, well, let's give the people kind of what they want. And we didn't know what that was going to look like. And we still don't know. The only thing that was confirmed yesterday is that it is Cody for the main event for the title against Roman Reigns. That's what we see. That's what's we still have 2 months. So
that's the main event. They're saying that on the first night, because WrestleMania is 2 nights now. They were going to have a tag team match with Roman and The Rock versus Seth and Cody.
Yeah. So we'll see. But that's your wrestling minute. Let us know, which is longer than a minute.
Well, the first one has to catch us up. So
yeah. There's a lot of catch up we had to do for you guys.
So yeah, pretty exciting stuff. Good time to be a wrestling fan, whether you like WWE or not. There's so much out there. So all right, moving along for our comic review for this week. We're going to be talking about a new comic that was given to us by Image to review. It's The Infernals #1. This comes out next week. Let me give you a quick synopsis, and I'll talk about the creative team. So this is co-written by Noah Gardner and Ryan Parrott, with art by John J. Pearson, with Lola Bonato, and letter extraordinaire Hassan Otsmani Elhau. We got a lot of covers. You'll see some more at the end. But the premise of this book is pretty fucking bonkers. To say the least.
You picked a good one.
In this book, Abraham Abe Morgenstern, the son of Satan, has 1 month to live before he dies. He must decide which of his 3 wayward children, volatile narcissist Nero, conflicted field operative Jackal, or troubled schoolgirl B, will inherit his shadowy empire. But will Abe be able to truly seize control of the apocalypse, or does the Antichrist have something else up his sleeve? This is going to be... So to me, this felt like, let's do Succession with the devil, with the apocalypse and the devil. Yeah. And that is such a fun idea. So I'm going to shoot it over to... We're going to start with Clay, because I think Clay is the one that's maybe the lowest on the book. And maybe we can talk him up by the end of the review. Clay, what's your beef with this book?
I guess, for the first issue, the flow of the story seems kind of segmented at times. It didn't really... for a first issue, you kind of have to hook me. You got to give me, what's exactly going on. And they tried to cram in a lot. And as it felt like the art wasn't flowing with the story, I was kind of lost in it and didn't really care by the time I got to the end. So you guys talk it up and get me hooked more. But again, I'm not a fan of Succession because I kind of hate those shows where everyone's a fucking asshole. Granted, we're dealing with, Satan and the offsprings. so you should expect that. But I'd almost want maybe some humor injected into it, but it wasn't even like, I don't know, it just seemed
It's
very,
a very serious book. Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know,
I
maybe
thought the page with the daughter was pretty funny, but that just may say more about my humor. So
yeah. So
Yeah,
Baphomet is kind of like the kid of the group.
yeah.
I do. I kind of agree. I agree with Clay, in that it is very segmented. So like the first part is like kind of we see the birth at the very beginning of Abe, and then it kind of transitions into Abe's old age, and he's talking with this demon person with the horn heads and like stuff like that. And at that point, I thought, oh, this is a comedy, because that's a hilarious image of them having like this kind of casual conversation with this demon, and I was just like, oh, this is going to be great. And then it turns out not to be that. It does turn. It eventually turns into Succession with demons. But I do agree with Clay, was that when I first started reading it, it was not what I wanted it to be.
I will also. I made a note as I was reading it. At some points, it is a little confusing to tell what's going on, because the art is. Some of the art, like the shots, are very interesting, but then you kind of the pacing is a little off. So when you jump from one place to the other, because we get to meet all the kids and they're all up to no good shit because they're the grandkids of the devil.
Yeah.
But I thought it was still very. I like the premise a lot, so I think that was a big plus for me. I'm a fan of Succession, and I was like, oh, this is like next level that. I also thought it was very interesting that, like Jeff mentioned, that conversation with this being that's kind of like the messenger from the devil, and Abe talks about like he's never met his father, which is wild because at his birth there was like, I guess he sent all the homies, as you can see here, like this is the scenes from the birth, and I really love this page, just like aesthetically and art wise, like. Man, that was so fucking sick. And that kind of how we get into the pacing. One thing I did forget to mention, and I'll put this at the top when I cut this out for the review. Just a content warning. There's a lot of talk about cancer and illness in this book. So be aware of that. But yeah, other than that, I was like, oh, this is just such a cool premise. All the, like, every time you met one of the kids, I was like, how can they get worse? And they do. They do get worse. So I don't know. But Josh, what about you? What did you think of the book?
I really liked it. Now, I think this is maybe idiosyncratic. I think the reason I was immediately on board is because the art style just takes me back to early 90s Vertigo books. And so that was kind of the headspace I was in when it was starting. This to me reads and feels like an early 90s Vertigo book. Like it just, the structure, the pacing. Yeah. I mean, look at that shot of the guy smoking, or, Morgenstern smoking there on the right. Like that looks like it could be a panel from,
Hellblazer or something. Yeah.
Exactly. And so I think because that was the feels I got from it, I was just, I was okay with the way it was structured and pacing, because it feels very much like those books. You have no fucking clue what's going on until towards the end when you do, right? I mean, just think back to the first issue of Sandman. It's basically structured the same way. You're thrown right into a moment in a world. You have no clue what's happening until about halfway through. You're like, oh, I get it now, right? Like I see what's going on. So
yeah, you can. I mean, I don't know if this is I don't have this as fact, but you can tell that these guys were probably influenced by Sandman, like not just the story, but like even probably some of the art is very that loose kind of painterly style that was big in the Vertigo books. So that definitely it definitely reminds me of that. I was trying to look up Noah Gardner because I believe he's a screenwriter. Yeah, I think he did he wrote Super 8, the Steven Spielberg film. And also Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol. I hope this is the right Noah Gardner. I'm pretty sure it is. So yeah, I do get that. This does feel like I don't want to be cynical, but like maybe some comic books are like, hey, here's what I have. I had a pitch for a movie that never happened, maybe, or
Right. Yeah.
but we can still put it out there if we can find the right group, and probably Ryan Parrott, like he's been doing comics for a long time, so teaming up with like that could be a great way to put something fun like this. So I'm gonna stay on top of this. I think the thing at the end really hooked me. Like there's a few things that happened towards the end of the issue that really hooked me. So I'm very interested in how that's gonna play out. So is there anything else we need to discuss before we look at these fucking fantastic variant covers that I'm gonna pick up too many?
The dialogue is a little 1980s Invasion
yeah.
USA sometimes. And that's the other thing that kind of turned me off. Again, I wanted that shot that you had pulled up where it was them having the conversation with the cigarette and stuff. Like in my head, that kind of read as that whole scene kind of read as that scene from like Princess Bride where the two villains are talking about having to kill the princess and frame Gilder to start the war, and the other guy's like, well, be careful, if you haven't got your health you haven't got anything. It's just like so ridiculous, that conversation in that movie. And I kind of like in my head that's how that scene played out in the comic, where it's just this man just having a casual conversation about life with this goat-headed demon. And in my head that's funny, but then the next scene is just this like Mission USA, like give me the effing whatever, and it's so like I'm just like it's a little jarring, the two like things in my head.
There is a little bit of dark humor, especially with Nero. Like he's working on like a deal, right? With like,
right.
I do like that his job is to get souls still. Like he's in the family business. That's very interesting. Also, then we go to Africa and we meet the other kid, and then we meet. I think Baphomet's probably the most interesting one of the kids.
Yeah, that page is great. Just that introductory page is fantastic.
So I have hopes for this to be like pick up and so maybe when we get issue 2, I'll share it with you guys and we can talk about it some more. But let's look at some of the covers and let us know if you read this, what you thought about it. I mean, those got
great.
Yeah,
these are great covers.
Yeah. So
God, that one in the middle is incredible.
Yeah, it's fantastic stuff. So cool. And
there's also that art in the preview that's like the Francisco Goya, like where it's at the very end of the thing.
Oh yeah, no, I
like
saw that one too.
It's like that.
Yeah,
they have like the artist stuff at the end. Yeah, that was a cool.
That was cool. Art.
I only know the produce cannery Goya.
Oh, so.
The Spanish artist Francisco Goya.
Artist
Goya. Different.
It's the one where the he's like eating the kid at the very last.
All right, we got some time here. We made skip recommendations to kind of try to get through the whole thing. So for our main topic, we're gonna go. Oh, I see. Cool.
There you go.
God, you nerd.
I know. I get that a lot.
But that's a badge of honor now, I think.
Yeah,
a well-rounded nerd, no mess.
Yeah. So I found a tier list of like these romantic comedies, and let me share the tier. So for those that don't know how these work, you kind of put things. Tier ranking is like put it in groups of like what you think. I left the original descriptions because I thought they were pretty fitting. So we have at the top the best thing to graze your screen. A is something you would watch again. B is went to get another serving of popcorn while the movie was on. C, good if I was like 12. I don't know. That was interesting.
I do like that.
We have F. I need to scrub my eyes. We have U, which is kind of like unwatchable. Like I don't even remember what I watched. And then at the bottom, we have the fun category that's going to maybe prompt our next show or a show in the future. Haven't watched it. So if out of all these, there's like 74. I don't know if we're going to get through all of them. I think we're going to do this pretty quickly. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll tell you guys the name of the movie. And if you've seen it, raise your hand. And then you can kind of, if only one person has seen it, then you get to pick where it goes on the tier list. If no one has seen it, we'll put it at the bottom. And then if multiple people have seen it, then y'all can fight it out. So we're going to start with 10 Things I Hate About You. This is the Heath Ledger film. with Julia Stiles. I think it's based on The Taming of the Shrew by Shakespeare. Kyle has seen it. Okay, so everyone has seen it. Good. What are we thinking? Just gut feeling.
Top
Yeah.
S tier.
Yeah.
Excellent. Great.
Yes.
No arguments there.
And I'm going to say S tier for Julia Stiles' performance in that because she is so damn good.
Yeah.
Does she dance like in Save the Last Dance much? I don't think so, right?
No.
I don't remember.
No,
It's been a while,
Heath
but-
Ledger puts,
Yes.
puts on a show.
Nice. All right. Next, 13 going on 30. All right. All right. So it looks like a few of us have seen it. Any initial thoughts?
I'm going to say S tier.
Really?
Oh, interesting. I'm
going to say that for Mark Ruffalo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he does a great job in this. I think this is probably Jen Garner's best.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of anything she's done. I mean, she's in a movie called Butter that she's pretty great in, but I kind of love this concept.
Electra?
And
Yeah.
Electra, yes. I believe Electra is probably down at the bottom.
All right.
But
Jeff?
I'll throw out S tier early on this one.
Jeff, thoughts on it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. The only issue I have is as Gen Xer is like I don't understand S tier. Like I'm reading it and I understand it, but I'm like A is right there. Like in my brain, I'm just like
I don't understand S tier either.
Look,
But
it's an old man thing. I
don't
listen.
know either. This is actually even beyond me because this is how they rank characters in fighting games. So like I guess we just
It's a gamer thing. I've looked it up because I've been so annoyed by it. I'm just like I don't get it. But
It's like certain like games, like if you do speed runs or if you get the best score, like S is like the highest, and then it goes A, B, C, D. It's been that way for a long time.
Okay.
yeah.
There you go.
Throw it up at the top 2. I would definitely watch it again.
Okay. So I would
is
put
it
this
my-
at A.
Yeah, I think I'd put it at A.
So Claire, are you okay with us putting
Yeah.
it at A?
I mean, I'm gonna also throw out there that Kitty Sanchez is in it.
You'll never see
Nobody,
these again.
zero Arrested Development knowledge there.
All right.
that Kitty Sanchez, I got you.
Yeah, no, that's why I said you'll never see these again. I can't show the gift play. It's a family show.
Is it?
All right. Next we have 17 again. This is Zac Efron and
Seen it.
all right. 3 of us have seen it. Any initial thoughts? Jeff?
It's great. I think it's really funny. A tier.
I'm gonna say B. This is
B.
something that I would put on, but then maybe step out to get a snack. Jeff, you good? Is that good?
Yeah, that's fine.
Great. The first Catherine Heigl, 27 dresses. This is a U for me.
You.
Anybody else? No? All right, cool.
Never seen it.
Never seen it.
Oh no, this one.
About a Boy
Oh,
with
this
Hugh
is
Grant. I haven't
B
seen
for me,
this, but
Yeah.
a bunch of you guys have. Great.
Absolutely yes.
Kyle?
S.
I put. I don't see. I know. I maybe like A or B.
Okay. So
Boo.
we would say if we put it as
Nicholas Holt owns that movie. He's so good.
Oh,
he's a little
a
kid?
kid.
Oh. All right, put in the A.
Yeah, A's
Okay
good.
with A.
Yeah, A.
I'm gonna say probably above 13 going on 30. We can sort through these afterwards. If there's
Yeah, it's
any
above
issues.
13 going on 30.
All right. About Time.
Never.
Nobody's seen it? Well, this is an S tier. This movie is beautiful and
Wow.
I've heard it's good.
Wow.
it's
Yeah.
fantastic. Like not only is it cool on the sci-fi like time travel stuff, but it's really cool. Like it's very emotional. So yeah, highly recommend it. Along Came Polly. This is
Never seen it.
has anybody seen it?
Oh,
Yeah, but
It's
I mean, I would say it's a B just if you haven't seen Philip Seymour Hoffman in it.
it just for Seymour Hoffman is what puts it at a B for me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all right. Bad Teacher. I thought this was more of a comedy, but I guess there's some.
That's a
Yeah,
rom-com?
I haven't seen that.
I would say C is fine. Like I was like whatever, Like yeah, I think when I was younger, I was like, oh yeah, Cameron Diaz is really funny. This is kind of nonsense, but we're just gonna put it there. Bridget Jones' Diary. I've never seen it.
It's a
B.
C.
Okay,
It's a C.
Oh, really? I would give it at least a B or an A.
I'm one to be. I only saw it once, but it was okay. I was okay with it when in the theater.
I mean, look, just for the fight scene at the end, it's definitely a B.
Are we saying B?
Yeah,
say
I
B.
still hold a firm C just because it just has some outdated concepts in there. Like
Oh,
she's
yeah.
supposed to be a real fad, and there's supposed to, there's
that's
other
true.
shit in there that just hasn't aged well for
Yeah,
me.
that's
And
true.
Well, Josh doesn't care about any of that.
I know.
If you didn't know, Josh and I already got canceled last stream because we hate cats.
That's right. The internet will not stand.
All right, this one, can you keep a secret? I've never heard of it.
I've never
I
seen
think
it.
this might be our first non-watch by anyone.
yeah, I don't
Yeah,
even know
no
what that
idea.
is.
Oh man. All right.
Oh,
Clueless.
Clueless.
That is
that's an
S tier.
S.
S tier.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
S tier.
yes. Yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, I think
Totally
it's
in
fine.
love with
And that should go up
Josh.
at the big front
Well,
of the S tier.
We'll
for
put
me.
it at least in front
Yeah.
of About Time because more people have seen it.
I would say.
I would say it is the best movie we've seen so far on here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It even trumps 10 Things I Hate About
And
You.
and I mean, you put Brittany Murphy, and that's going to be S tier.
Rolling with the homies. I get it. All right. Next we have Confessions of a Shopaholic.
No,
Never
Uh,
saw
I
it.
never
that
seen
is a
it.
really shit movie.
But
Wait,
you've
you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, so I'm gonna
I
put
would
it in
say
B.
it's I mean, it's just not good.
Couples Retreat.
Oh, that's really bad too. I would.
Yeah, I would say
God, I
F.
would put it. I would put it down there with that Katherine Heigl shit.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, Favreau.
Crazy Rich Asians.
I never saw it.
I never
Haven't seen
saw
it.
it. I heard
I
it's
haven't
good.
seen it.
No one's seen it.
No one's seen it.
Oh, shit.
This
I
is
feel
a-
bad. I
this is
feel
a
bad.
hard-
Yeah, me too.
This is a hard 8, but if you guys watch it, I'm sure we could bump it up to an S. It's really good. All right, Crazy Stupid Love. That's the Ryan Gosling, Emma
Never saw it.
Stone.
Never seen
I've
it.
never seen it. No
I've
one?
seen it. I think it's A. It's a surprising A for me.
All right.
All right, we're gonna put it at the bottom since nobody else has seen it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Date Night. Steve
Never saw
Carell,
it.
Tina Fey.
Never
You know,
seen
it's
it's
TV
B.
stars doing a movie, so I would say it's a B.
It's a B.
B.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, you could put it on, go right into the bathroom if you need to. You're not gonna miss anything, but you'll be entertained.
I'll put it above. I don't know. There's some.
Yeah, I would put it above Bridget Jones' Diary.
Okay.
I'd probably put it
We
above
have,
Along Came Polly.
Forgetting
saw it.
Sarah Marshall.
Never saw it.
Never seen it?
It's
I've seen it.
pretty good. I would
say this is a hard B, like a good B though.
Yeah, it's a
It's
solid
like a
B.
low A or high B. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
put
I
it at
might-
the top of the B's.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because I almost want to put it at an A.
And if you're watching this on the chat and you think we got any movie wrong, let us know. Or if you've seen any of the movies on the haven't watched list, you can
Chime
pick
in.
a tier. All
And
right.
get us out of having to watch a movie.
Next we have. Hold on a second. Stupid thing.
Oh, is this
We
stuff?
have. I don't. Can't see
Is
the
it
name.
Friends with Benefits?
Yeah, Friends with
Yeah, I
Benefits.
think
Thank
that's
you.
right.
Friends with Benefits.
Mila
Never
Kunis,
seen
You.
Timberlake.
I've seen
Never
it,
saw
but I don't remember anything about
I've seen it, but
There
I
you go.
Well, that definitely is you.
because I get this one. There's another one that's like real similar to it and I get them confused. I've
You know
seen
what?
them
I'm gonna
both.
put it above 27 Dresses. All right. What about Get Smart?
Yeah.
Wow,
I've seen
that's
it.
Rom-com? Get
I don't know
smart.
if I call
Yeah,
it
they
wrong.
kind of
There's
get
a-
together.
There's a huge rom-com that I'm not seeing on this list that I'm going to have to bring up at the end, and it's pissing me off.
Letter Kim on the chat with the couples retreat. Disrespect. Why are you like,
Get Smart is not good. I mean, for everyone that's in that movie, it should be so much better. So
Yeah.
I really say it's an F.
we'll put it at F.
I would put it at C, but only because I love Anne Hathaway.
Yeah,
But she's not even that good in the film. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
she's not.
It
They don't
doesn't
give
matter.
her-
I love Anne Hathaway.
Let the man
Yeah.
have what he wants.
Let the man have what he
Yeah, I guess
wants.
whatever. Ghosts of Girlfriends Past. I've never seen it.
Wait,
No,
that's
I
the one
think
with
I've
Matthew-
seen this one
Matthew
time.
McConaughey?
And
No.
it's not
Is
good.
that McConaughey?
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
McConaughey.
McConaughey.
I don't know who's
Alright.
the other person.
Jen Gardner,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Is it where are
Electra.
we at? Here?
Yeah,
I'm gonna put anything above 27 Dresses, really though.
Oh, by the way, we decided in the film version of My Wife's Life, Jen Gardner has to play her because she posted like a TikTok video of her just trying on overalls and dancing, and that's my wife loves overalls, so we were like, yeah, perfect casting.
I
Look
can't
at Clay's face.
I just picture Jen going, "Hello, fellow kids of TikTok."
That's kind of how it feels. Actually, it's really funny.
Do you guys know what this movie is? I can't read the title. It's
I can
very-
love. Jesus Christ, no. Hang
Love
on.
and other drugs.
Oh, he's just
He's
not
just
that.
not that into you.
Oh, I
Oh.
give it. It's one of those like I give it like a B. I kind of enjoyed it.
Never
Where?
seen it.
Where? Kyle?
B.
B.
I've actually watched it more than once. It's all the like multiple different stories intertwining with each other. Justin Long, what do you call it? Scarlett Johansson's in it.
Okay. There's a lot of people seeing it apparently because of the cover, but I can't make them out. What about Hitch? I've seen Hitch.
Never saw it.
It's not very good.
It's mediocre at best.
We're gonna
It
put
could
it
have been
in
a B movie.
Will Smith should do better. All right.
There's a lot of Will Smith things to say that about.
How to Be Single.
Never saw
Welcome
it.
to the party. I've never seen
Never
that.
seen it.
Anyone?
Oh,
No?
God.
All right.
I've never seen it.
Quickly.
Great.
Failure to Launch. No, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Based on the Guy Gardner comic.
Now, if
I
that was
wish.
true, it'd be thumbs up. But this movie is such fucking trash,
Wait,
and they're
wait.
two terrible people in this movie.
Could anybody see Matthew McConaughey playing Guy Gardner?
Yeah,
Oh shit!
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah,
I
yeah.
can see that.
I wouldn't.
I mean, it would be against type, but he could. I think he could pull it off.
Okay.
He's got range. All right, where are we at on this? What F?
Never seen.
F.
You?
It's
I
trash.
never, yeah.
All right. Isn't it romantic
I've wanted to
Never saw
see
it.
this,
with Rebel
Never
Wilson?
seen it,
I've
but I
never
haven't
seen
seen
it.
it.
I think this is a never seen.
Oh, I would definitely watch that one.
Okay.
It's,
It's complicated. Meryl Streep's in this
Alec
Oh,
Baldwin.
with Steve Martin and Alec Baldwin.
Never
Classic
seen it.
rom com people.
Never
People.
seen it. No.
Sorry,
Okay.
boomers.
Yeah, this is from that era of there's too many rom coms for the kids.
Yeah.
All right, Clay, you can step away whenever you need to.
All right.
Let's see. Up next, John
Oh.
Tucker Must Die.
Yeah, I never saw it really.
I think
I
it's
mean,
fun. I
never
think it's a
saw it.
B. For me, it's a B.
I feel like that's also one that's aged very poorly. I haven't seen it, but I know the premise and stuff from it. So I can't really comment, but I know
We'll
it's
put it at a mid B because I think it's still fun. Like overall, it's a fun film. But yeah, I mean, a lot of these probably haven't aged very well. Just go with it. Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston. One of the excuses to go, vacation in Hawaii or
Hawaii.
something.
Never saw it.
Anyone? No.
No.
zero appeal
saw
to
it.
me.
Okay, I've seen it. I'm just gonna put it at. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it here above Get Smart. All right, Just My Luck with Lindsay Lohan and Chris Pine.
Least of my favorite Chris's, but I've never
Wait,
seen-
what?
What? That's
Chris
shocking.
Pine. Chris Pine is my least favorite Chris.
He's like the best
He's even
one.
above what's his face from Parks and Rec?
Chris Pratt. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
Chris,
Pratt.
we go
Pratt is
Chris
over Pine.
Evans.
Pratt
Chris,
is over Pine.
Look, even
Pratt.
alphabetically, Chris Pine is better than
Hemsworth.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, no, because of Guardians, because of Parks, Pratt is over Pine.
No, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No,
Pine
no.
has done a lot of mediocre stuff. The best Chris Pine stuff is when you can't recognize he's Chris Pine.
No,
Other than a movie called Carriers, which is fucking fantastic.
no. Best Chris Pine is Kirk.
No.
Yes,
no.
yes. He was able to give me to like the Kelvin.
I'm with
suit.
Kyle on this. So
I'm with Kyle on this one too. I really like him as Kirk, but he's also great in Wonder Woman and
Yeah,
the second one.
that's for Clay. Revoke his voting privileges.
Leonard Kim out.
And
Banned from
the
chat.
D&D movie. He's fantastic in
Yeah.
the D&D movie.
All right, Clay.
Oh
so
yeah, he got D&D. Yeah.
where did you want to put this movie?
I have never seen it. I'm
Oh,
just
I never
voting
lied.
on Chris Pine.
Oh, we're fighting for no reason then.
Yeah.
All right, what about Knocked Up?
I've never seen it.
It's-
I've always been to.
I would say it's
It's-
a B.
It's
I'd say it's a B.
I would say it's a B or a C.
We're
All
gonna put
right.
it there.
I got to step away.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Leap Year. I've never
Never
seen
saw
this.
it.
Is that the film version of the leap year episode of
30 Rock?
30 Rock?
Yeah,
Does leap year Larry or whatever his name is show up in it?
I hope so. Well,
Never
I've
seen
already
it.
seen it. So,
All right.
ooh, that list is getting long.
Mm-hmm.
Life as We Know It. I've never seen it.
I've never even
Heard of it.
We're getting
Yeah.
into some obscure rom-coms here.
Oh, now Love Actually.
Love Actually.
Yeah, this is either S or A. One of the
Yeah,
two.
totally agree. It's either S or A. I know some of it doesn't hold up anymore, but it's a solid fucking movie.
It is a solid Christmas movie too. It's always a Christmas must.
Okay. Love Rosie. Is this the Stephen Hawking film? Doesn't he play Stephen Hawking?
Yeah, no, but that's not it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's not it.
It's the same people. I can't believe they made 2 movies together.
Who's the actress?
Daenerys Targaryen. What's her name? From Game of Thrones. Emilia Clarke.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait,
I've
what is this
never
called
seen-
again?
Love Rosie.
Love Rosie? Never seen it.
Is this the one where she's like got
Okay, wait, that's
she's
not
like
Nicholas
dying or something? I remember seeing it. I think I
that's
know
not
what the
Nicholas Hoult.
trailer is.
That's not Nicholas Holt.
And that's not Emilia Clarke.
Oh, well, then we don't know.
No, you know what it is?
Danny's brain is just filling in these actors.
No, that's the mother from How I Met Your Mother. She's the actress I think who played the.
Yeah. Okay. Has anybody seen it?
No.
I love that we get stuck on the ones nobody's ever seen. Mamma Mia. I've never seen
saw
it.
I
It's
my
good.
wife and daughter just watched it. I've never seen it. I
Go
know
ask
you-
them what they think.
I think it's an A movie. I think it's an A movie.
I've
I don't
heard
know
it's
if I'd call it a
really good,
rom com, but
What do you mean? 3 guys are the father and shenanigans
it
ensue?
is. That's a
Why is
musical.
making it-
That's a
why is
musical
it smart
first,
on-
rom com third.
Things can be 2 things, Jeff. Like this is a show and a podcast. It's also a trash fire. Monster-in-Law, classic.
Never seen.
I've seen it. Nobody else has seen it.
Mm-mm.
I've seen parts of it. I don't think
We're
I've
gonna
seen the
leave
whole
it at
thing.
C. We're gonna put it above
Really?
Get Smart though, because Jane Fonda deserves better. All right. What is this?
Moonstruck.
Moonstruck. I've never seen it.
Oh, no,
I've
no,
never
Hey,
seen
it's
Moonstruck
S tier.
is
That's
definitely
a brilliant movie.
I've seen
Yeah,
parts
yeah.
of it. I've never seen the
Oh
whole
my
thing.
God. I remember being in New York as a kid at my grandparents. My parents rented this. We were watching it like crazy. So yeah, this one's a classic. Nicholas
Is this
Cage,
the one that
Danny Aiello.
is this the one that Cher won the Oscar for?
I think
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Okay.
Great film.
My Best Friend's Wedding. Yeah,
That's
My
a good
Best
movie
Friend's
too.
Wedding.
That's an A movie.
That could be.
A or B. A or B.
Hey.
You guys- all right.
Jeff just bullied that all the way to the top of it.
Never saw this one.
My Big Fat Greek Wedding. I think that's a
That's a
probably
solid A.
That's an A movie. That's a
It's
I'm
not saying it's like a full-on classic like S, but it's A.
We'll put
For
it
sure.
here. I was gonna
it's
say
much
C, but
funnier
you guys
than what you expect it to be.
Yeah.
For being it's kind of cheesy, but it's cute, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Never Been Kissed. That's a classic.
Never saw it.
No one's ever seen it?
Oh, I've
It's
seen
an A.
bits of it.
Yeah.
She's a
Drew
reporter. She goes to
Barrymore?
high school.
Clay, have you seen Never Been Kissed?
Yes.
What do you think?
I hate Drew Barrymore, but I love the flick. It's,
What? Let it Kim. You
Drew
don't even have to
Barrymore
comment.
is a scab for writers. She tried to bring her show
Okay.
back.
One
so-
thing she did, and she apologized for it. Relax.
You
She
missed out that
married
we
Tom
could be two things.
Green. She married Tom Green. That's another weird.
We've all made mistakes. Also, he was really funny. What are you like? Okay.
God,
When was he ever funny?
God, she married Tom Green.
I-
Jesus.
It's also very weird because she is older in that movie, and I love the parody that they do of her in Not Another Teen Movie, where they have like this really elderly woman portraying a child in school.
Yeah. All right. Notting Hill. I think that's what it's called.
That's an A.
Notting
Not
Hill.
A in my book.
A. It's
Never
not
seen
as good as Four Weddings and a Funeral, but it's still good.
I never
Okay.
saw four weddings.
What? Are you kidding me? All right, stop it right now. Go watch Four Weddings and a Funeral. Jesus Christ.
I've never seen it either, so
What?
Yeah, me,
Oh
me
my
neither.
God.
Me neither, Josh. That might be on the list later. We might have to end up watching it all.
Is
Man,
that Picture
Nigel's great.
Perfect?
I love that
Picture
film.
Perfect. Picture Perfect's next.
I
This
never
is
saw
no
it.
idea.
it's bad.
It's bad.
It's bad. Jeff, you agree?
I don't know if I've seen it.
This was when they were trying to make Jennifer Aniston a movie star.
Yeah, she was good in The Good Girl, but the rom-coms are all shit.
Except unless you consider Office Space a rom-com, and I do.
Okay, then that's a win. All right.
Pretty Woman.
Oh yeah,
I actually have never seen it.
Really?
you've never
Yeah.
seen Pretty
You're not
Woman?
giving
Never
it a
seen
full wedding.
Pretty
You're
Woman.
not seen Pretty
No.
Woman.
No,
I prefer the original story where she gets the $6,000 at the end of the movie and just does drugs.
I think
Like people don't know that the original story was that it was just about a hooker who was dating this guy for money, and all she wanted was $6,000 to get high, and the title of the script was called $6,000.
Oh,
my God.
That's how much Julia Roberts can change a movie.
How did that end up at Disney, though? This is what I want to know.
It has a great history if you want to read about it. Yeah,
Man,
all right. Sex and the City.
never
saw
seen the movie.
never seen it.
Okay,
There's
me
a
neither.
TV
No,
series.
no one. All right, good.
Anyone?
She's all that. This is a classic.
Yeah.
I love
Oh,
this
yeah.
movie.
At least.
I mean,
AOV.
for the ridiculous premise, but I love the lead. I forget her name.
Oh,
Rachel Lee Cook.
Rachel Lee Cook.
Rachel Lee Cook. Yeah.
Well, it's even got your boy Paul Walker in there.
Oh, that's
No,
right.
nobody's-
She's the Man, another Amanda Bynes classic.
Classic.
That's a good movie.
Never seen
Never
it.
saw it.
I preferred it when it was called Just One of the Boys in the 80s.
B? Are you thinking B?
I would put it as A. I think it's an A level movie.
Okay,
Really?
we'll put
That's
it at the end
it's
of
an
the-
early
Oh, I got never mind. Okay.
yeah, it's an early well, it's not that early, but it's she swaps
Alright.
whatever, pretends to be a boy. That's good. It's good.
The Awkward Moment. I've never seen
Never
that.
saw it.
That
Never
Awkward Moment. Has anybody seen this?
Nope.
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Nope.
We're gonna leave Sex and the City all the way at the bottom. The 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Never.
You
I mean,
know,
all right.
that's an A tier.
I think it's
Still
an A
funny.
tier.
Who,
Yeah,
said,
it's still-
who said I've never seen it?
Oh,
Jeff, you never seen it?
No, I've seen it.
Oh, okay. I thought somebody
Yeah.
said I've never seen it.
no,
I mean,
I've seen it.
there's some solid jokes, and the Age of Aquarius scene is the biggest payoff.
Yeah,
Oh,
Joe,
yeah.
Guys, I've seen 40-Year-Old Virgin before.
God, come on.
I've seen
Alright,
it up in Canada.
The Backup Plan. I think this is Jennifer Lopez again.
It's all right. Maybe. Hold on. It's maybe a C
C?
or D tier. I mean, I'd maybe give it a C.
Yeah.
The only reason I watch it because Alex O'Loughlin, who's from Hawaii Five-O, was in it.
We'll put it next to the other Jennifer Lopez movies.
Never
I'm
making
sorry.
it out of the C tier, Jennifer.
All right. The Bounty Hunter with
Oh,
Oh, fuck.
this
I am way
is
out of my
a
element.
fucking F tier
Okay.
trash movie.
and you guys
It
know
is
how I
so
feel about
bad.
Gerard Butler.
Yeah, but it's also you got to mix in the Jennifer Aniston. This is a trash movie.
Yeah, we'll put there's a new lower yeah. U. We're gonna put it at U.
Yeah,
Although you know what?
It's not good.
Screw Couples Retreat.
Couples Retreat is
Winter
really
Kim's
bad.
so mad.
Find me one funny scene in that. If it's a rom-com, where's the comedy in it?
All right, another Jennifer Aniston. The Breakup with Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, never saw it.
It's not good. It's
I
not good.
think it's fine. I don't think it's like scrub my eyes bad, but I think it's like
Wait,
probably-
is this all we have left at the bottom here?
Yep.
we're
Yeah,
running low.
I'm with Josh. There's some big
Yeah,
movies
thank
missing
you.
off this list.
Listen, I didn't make this list. All right,
Yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying whoever did.
sounds like a
Does
complaint,
not.
Jeff. Sounds like a complaint.
I'm not complaining toward you. Is all I'm saying.
This is
Whoever made the
Robbie
list.
Bell.
towards the algorithm.
I'm about
like
to say, I don't know if you've ever heard of a complaint, but all right. Let's see. What is this? Duff?
Duff?
I've never seen Duff.
That's the most Robbie and Mel.
That doesn't help me.
I thought the trailer. Yeah.
All right.
It has
How do I-
May and Egg in it.
Ooh, what?
That's nice.
May and Egg. And from Arrested Development.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What is this? The First Time?
Never saw
Anybody?
it.
No.
No idea.
Cool.
Wow, I can't believe When Harry Met Sally isn't.
No kidding.
No, it's there.
The,
Is it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's third from the end.
Yeah, give
Oh
it a
yeah,
second.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, there it is. There it is. There it
It's
is.
it's cropped off weirdly.
Yeah, it's
so
cropped
I'll
up.
say this:
Right.
I've never seen When Harry Met Sally.
You guys are getting way ahead of me.
all right, we're done. You got to go watch When Harry Met Sally and Four Weddings and a Funeral. Jesus fucking Christ!
Carrie Fisher's in this. You have no excuses.
Yeah, exactly. There's an argument about a wagon wheel coffee table. Come on, man.
I'll have what she's having. Come on.
I apologize for derailing.
You went to Sundance. Have you never seen When Harry Met
It's when
Sally?
everyone fell in love with Meg Ryan.
I like that. That's a thing you can now throw in Kyle's face. You've been to Sundance. All right.
Oh my god.
5-year engagement. Anyone? The Jason Segel movie? No.
No, I've
No.
never seen it.
Okay.
Oh god, this is gonna be
You are
horrible.
probably not too. Love the Heartbreak Kid.
Oh no, never saw it.
It's bad.
I've never seen it. I know it's a remake, but it just doesn't look good.
No.
If anybody can talk me out of an F, but I'll just leave it an F. All right. The Holiday, which
Oh,
is parodied
Jack
on.
Black.
I'm gonna say it's a B.
Never saw it.
I'm gonna say it's a
Never
B.
seen
It's
it.
pretty
All right.
good, but I haven't seen it in a long time. That's the only reason.
Mid
I
B, high B, low B. Where we at?
Will be.
don't- We'll go a little B. Yeah,
Better
I mean,
than
it's
Bridget.
better.
Okay.
It's better than Date Night.
The, here I'll move it.
Never
The
saw
Kissing
it.
Booth.
What are these?
The Kissing Booth is a Netflix one. That one I've heard
Oh
of. I've
yeah,
never
that's
seen it.
that
Never
with
saw
that Joey King.
I'm too
kid.
old for that.
Yeah, Joey King and I think Jacob
Never seen
Elordi's in that film too.
Ooh.
Soon to be Frankenstein's monster in Guillermo del Toro's film. Anyways, The Other Woman.
Never saw it.
No
Well,
idea.
I think- no, I'm just kidding. I've never seen it. Okay, good. Perfect Date. Never seen
saw
it.
No idea.
Anybody? No, good.
Never heard
Nope.
of it.
This is probably a Netflix one too. I think. Yeah, Netflix.
Oh,
Those are hard because they just crank those out, and I never watch them. So, all right,
It's
The
like-
Proposal.
I've
Never
I've
saw
seen
it.
it.
I've never seen it.
I've
Has anybody
seen
else
it.
watched it?
I've seen it.
The proposal's good. I think it's an A tier. A or B.
Yeah, I would say it's a strong B, and it's Sandra Bullock doing the heavy lifting.
I agree.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's put this at here. We'll do strong B. The Switch. I think
Never
is it
saw it.
where Ryan Reynolds and Jason Bateman switch bodies?
Oh
No, this is where they switch I believe he's like going to give her his semen. Like, isn't this a what's her face?
That's the Sasquatch movie.
This is Jennifer Aniston though.
Yeah. Jennifer Aniston's friends with Michael Bluth, and then Michael Bluth is going to give her like some of his semen and
Yeah.
something, or like he switches semen that she was going to use with his own. It's very.
It vaguely sounds familiar. I think I've seen bits and pieces of this
That
movie.
sounds like assault, so I'm gonna move it to the U.
That sounds like assault. Yes, it is.
All right, The Ugly Truth. I think this is another Jerry Butler, Catherine Hagel.
Yeah.
Man, they really wanted to make Jerry Butler like a rom com dude, huh?
Yeah, they
Never
did.
saw it.
Until
Chick-
Zack Snyder said, "No, come here, my
Chick-
boy."
No, I think this was
Chick-
after Zack Snyder, right? Like, didn't they
After
look like
300. Yeah, this is after.
yeah, his
300.
like sexy ass abs in that movie, and they're
Oh,
like, he
then
needs
Zack
to be in a
Snyder might
rom
have-
com.
That also might be Zack Snyder's fault. He's like, "Oh, he's a good looking man."
What's this
Okay.
movie called again?
The Ugly Truth. Has anybody seen it?
No.
I don't know.
Where? Wait, no, I haven't seen it. Yeah,
I have a
Uh,
strict no Catherine Heigl film rule.
What about The Wedding Planner?
Never saw it.
Matthew
Never seen
McConaughey, Jennifer Lopez.
I think I've seen it just because it sounds like every other J Lo movie where she's
Well, you know
like,
what? We'll
No,
put
that's,
it.
I guess
We'll
that's
put
a
it with
U.
the other J-Lo movie.
The other J.
We're gonna put it
Put her
over
in our J-Lo
here with
section.
the other J Lo films.
All right,
F.
everybody's watched The Wedding Singer.
Yeah,
Right?
That's at least an
Yeah,
A.
that's good.
that's an A. It would be S if it didn't have Drew Barrymore in it.
Oh, get over yourself. Let one go.
Well, you know what? You know what, Kai? I'm controlling the mouse.
Whoa!
Good for you, Daniel. Good for you.
I've been
I will say
suppressed
that is
over
one
Drew
of that is one of
Barrymore.
2 films that Adam Sandler is good in.
This
What?
stopped
Oh,
being a
hold on. Go back.
democracy.
Go back. I'm sorry.
No,
Not,
wait a minute.
I am not an Adam Sandler fan.
Billy
You need to watch.
Madison.
You need to watch
No.
Uncut
Happy
Gems.
Gilmore.
and
Happy Gilmore.
Nope. None.
Billy Madison.
Waterboy.
The Water Boy.
No. I don't like any of his classic movies. I like him
Big Daddy.
in oh, Jesus, what's the Paul Thomas Anderson one?
No.
No, he's great in
Crazy
that. And he's
Punch
really
Club.
good in The Wedding
Drunk
Singer.
Punch Club or something like that.
Oh, 3, actually. He's really good in 50 First Dates.
The Diamond movie.
With Drew Barrymore.
I haven't seen that one yet. With Drew Barrymore. You're right, yeah.
All right, let's
50
get through
First
this,
Dates
'cause I know,
is S tier, but Drew Barrymore A tier.
I know Jeff's got to bounce too. So something
Okay.
about Mary.
And
Definitely A.
no,
Or
no,
F.
it's not. It is not.
Franks and Beans. Franks and Beans.
There's something about Mary is excellent.
Kyle, what's your thing, and we'll average them out.
I
Is
say
that
A or
hair
B.
gel?
I didn't really find the movie that funny.
We'll put it at a high A.
Oh my, you've been to Sundance. Sorry, dude, I'm just gonna keep using it.
That is not a Sundance-worthy film. I'm sorry.
This Means War.
I don't even know what this is.
I feel like I've
This is kind of
seen
fun.
that.
I have
and
seen
it's,
this. This is actually kind of fun.
Yeah,
really?
I would say it was okay.
B?
I put it in a B.
It's Venom versus Kirk.
Yeah,
That's right. Kurt,
I put
I
that.
can put it above
Yeah.
Young Bridget Diary, Bridget Jones' Diary. I mean. To all the boys that I've loved.
No,
I've never seen it. Anyone?
Seen
That's
it.
a Netflix jam. I see the logo on it.
Valentine's Day.
What is
I will
Valentine's
not
Day?
watch. It's one of those Gary Marshall movies where they put everyone in it,
Oh,
and it's just it looks trashy.
So nobody's seen it though, right?
No,
mm-mm.
What happens in Vegas? I think
No idea.
I've seen it. It's good, but it has Ashton Kutcher in it, and
so. Like
I would
C
give
or
it.
B?
It would be a B, but he makes it a C.
All right, we'll put it above Get Smart.
Sorry.
never saw it.
What a Girl Wants, another Amanda Bynes classic.
I had no idea.
Amanda Bynes is missing from my rom com.
I think so. We're gonna put it at a low B, but above above this one too.
You got to be kidding me. You're putting it above Bridget Jones's Diary?
Well, how the hell did that work?
It's aged better.
Yeah, Bridget Jones has not aged very well.
All right. Now I haven't
Finally.
seen Sundance, and I haven't seen one Harry
This is
Met
maybe a
Sally.
B.
What?
I'm joking.
This
I'm
is
joking. I'm
S
joking.
tier.
Yes,
Yes,
this
yes.
is the pinnacle of
This is-
rom-com.
This is
Wait,
what
it's
every
top of the
rom
list.
com
Whoa,
wants
whoa.
to be. Every
I've never seen it, but
rom-com
I'll even
wants-
give it the S tier.
I've never
I mean,
seen it.
it goes, and I say that it goes above Clueless.
Oh no,
It is.
No,
it is
no,
the.
no.
You shut your mouth.
I will keep Clueless above that.
No,
for Paul.
No, I
Paul
disagree with
Rudd.
this. It is the platonic ideal of rom-coms is when Harry Met Sally.
I'll have
Yeah,
a
it is the rom-com to beat as far as I'm
When she totally
Yeah.
realizes that she's in love with Josh. Come on.
No, that's why he likes it so much.
What
Okay, Wild
Playing
Child.
the
I've
Josh
never heard of it.
What?
what the hell's Wild Child?
Wild
is
Child.
Wild Child?
Wait,
Who is
was
that?
he an Alpha Flight member?
Is this a
And then-
spinoff of Wild Things?
Okay, look, if you're gonna go with Efron movies, you've got Male's the worst. All right, it goes when Harry Met Sally, Sleepless in Seattle, then you've got Male.
What-
And I know there's a
That's
fourth
still
one.
S tier.
This is
Still.
yeah, you've got mail still S
Oh,
tier.
this
Yeah,
is an A
yeah.
tops.
okay.
This is an
Oh,
S
A,
tier.
A.
Oh, that's
A high
S
A.
tier.
A high A. That was a great movie.
It's
I think
better
we-
than
I think it's-
Wet-
I think
Wet
it's an
Wedding
S tier.
Singer.
Here, we'll
The,
parallel.
the
with
only
the-
thing that
No,
holds you got
no,
back-
it is after The Wedding
It's not higher than
Singer.
Wedding Singer. No.
There you go.
Love
There
is
you go.
Love Actually an S tier.
Because
Yes.
it's a
Love
great
Actually
film.
S tier.
Because we all
Yeah,
voted
I
it,
think
so
so.
you were gone.
It
Let's,
has stalking. It
Oh my
has
God.
it has some very
It has
uncomfortable
it
shit
has
in it.
porn actors.
It has Snape having an affair. It has so many like things that have not aged. I love it, and I will every time I watch Emma Thompson put on Blue, and she just starts crying in the room, breaks my heart. But it has aged poorly.
No, it hasn't.
I had so many movies that are not on this fucking list. It's pissing me off.
Like what?
Where's Sleepless in Seattle?
Yeah.
Where's Splash?
Man.
Where's While You Were Sleeping?
Where is The Sweetest Thing? which
Sweetest
is,
thing.
I think, one of the best rom-coms because it inverts the gender paradigm,
Wait, which
right?
one's the thing?
Where is the Tall Guy, which is the best Emma Thompson rom-com, right? Her, Jeff Goldblum.
Never
This
saw it.
one, not a super great movie, but it's it plays off a rom-com conceit, which is The Baxter, right?
Oh wow, yeah.
A rom-com by Michael Showalter about the guy who always gets left behind in the rom-coms. And then finally, just because, and this is an indie one, but Hal Hartley's Simple Men, one of the best rom-coms of all time.
No offense, Josh, but you've named 4 films I've never even heard of.
You've never seen The Sweetest Thing. You're
No,
telling me
I've never heard of
you've
it.
never... The Cameron Diaz, Christina Applegate classic,
Where they
one of the
sing a
very
song about
last
the
things
penis?
Selma Blair was in.
I'll be straight about it. I'm not a Cameron Diaz fan.
But she's great in this movie. She's like great.
How are
You gotta go
not
watch
being
all
famous?
4 of these movies,
That
man. I'm telling you.
I love her. Every movie she's in, she puts it on great. Go back to The Mask, even up
Yep.
to The
It's
Sweetest
the
Thing.
only film she's never been
And-
good in.
and Charlie's
The only film
Angels.
she's never been good in.
He will just drop it like it's hot in the middle and just start dancing. I mean, I love
Oh,
her.
dude. Sweetest
All right.
Thing is a stone cold classic.
I'm gonna get us back on track.
Line.
We're running long. I know Jeff's got a jet too. So, all right. Actually, Jeff, if you need to drop at any point, feel free to do so. But I'll share our final bracket. I'll also repost this video because this was. I can't believe this caused that much argument. I feel like this. I feel like we've argued more about this than like any other superhero shit that we ever talked about.
I know. What's the one comic we've probably argued the most about on here?
Probably some. I don't know. Even more than some snacks.
Well, I know the one I've had to argue for. 0 Hour.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's probably it.
You're still alone in that argument, man. I got
All right.
So how are we gonna pick the one that we need to watch?
So I'll share. We have 20 movies we've
dear
never
God.
seen on that list. I'll share them on our Discord. We'll vote. I'll also do a poll on Twitter and on the community chat on YouTube, and we'll combine all those answers. And also based on availability, right?
Maybe we should give us 2 weeks. That way we can get a good poll vote.
Yeah,
in.
you're right.
Yeah.
We'll follow up with this.
And let's be curious as to which one has the highest like tomato score and stuff.
Yeah, we'll do some
that's true.
stuff here. Let me share real quickly.
My guess is it's complicated.
Diggle.
So these are
Down with Love. Down with Love is a great rom-com that was not on that list.
These are the batch of
Paris
films that we
Chatin.
have to pick
Well,
from.
A guilty pleasure. Wait, which one did you say, Jeff?
That's not on the list. Down with Love. I love Down with
no.
Love. Oh, the one that I think I picked. It's complicated. I think.
Oh,
is probably
see, a
the
guilty pleasure
highest.
for me was Down to You with Freddie Prinze Jr. and Julia Stiles.
All right, I don't.
Man.
I'm just saying, like that was when I was curious it wasn't on there, but we got She's All That, and we got 10 Things I Hate About You. So
He's been to Sundance, so he knows what he's talking about.
yeah,
Exactly. Okay, for Kyle, when Harry Met Sally is on my Plex server, go watch it this afternoon. I swear, I'm flummoxed. You've never seen this movie.
Jeff, I've
Ever.
also never seen. I mean, I've never seen.
I have.
it, Josh.
well, yeah, we know you though.
Right.
But but it has one of the best like framing elements, which is like.
No. I've seen the diner scene. I've watched that numerous
No.
times.
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about it. It has this framing element throughout the whole movie of real life couples talking about their marriage and their relationship, and it just ties everything together. It's so great.
Yeah, you see, guys, you need to have your own copy of When Harry
Boom.
Met Sally.
Yeah, 100%.
Harold and Maude not on the list.
Never saw
Right?
it.
How is that not there?
I have never seen Harold and Maude.
Neither have I.
Oh, that's
I
a
haven't
great
either.
movie.
I've seen bits of it. So
Oh, it's
All
so
right,
good.
We can either do recommendations or we can watch the Sasquatch Sunset trailer.
Sasquatch
Y'all tell
trailer.
me.
Sasquatch.
We could tweet out the recommendations.
I
and
want
put
the
them on
red
Discord
band
community.
trailer.
Harold and Maude. That's my recommendation. Everybody go watch that.
there you go. That's good.
All right, let's
While
watch.
I was going to say, while it's not a rom com, my favorite romantic film is Frankie and Johnny. So if you guys haven't seen that, that's
Wow,
pretty great.
dude, I have not thought of that in ages. I
Johnny
just
Los
chose
Chachi.
Frankie and Johnny. That was a terrible idea.
All right.
I mean, Michelle Pfeiffer's so good in that. Just
She's good.
You
in
know,
that.
I just have another one. I should have the wrong singles.
Oh, dude,
Singles.
yes. Oh, singles. Also, fuck, I'm watching
All
that.
right. Now Nawe wants us to wrap it up.
All right.
Not the bees.
the topic you surprised us with, we can go on and on about.
Yeah, it's weird.
Here we go.
All right. So we're gonna watch now the trailer for Sasquatch Sunset. This is the film that Kyle walked out of over at Sundance.
Oh my god!
Let's see.
So,
You know, it's in the actual trailer. There is no trailer for it.
Oh, wait a minute. That's
Is
that's
it-
Venom.
That's Venom.
No, I've tried. There is no trailer.
oh, this is a fake trailer.
Damn, they got me. You were good.
I hate it when that
Ah.
happens.
I thought maybe there
Pull
was
it,
one already.
cut it, put it out.
That's a clip. All right. Well, I guess we could do recommendations then. Jeff, I'm gonna start with you, and if you want to give us your recommendation,
I love
please,
this.
that's fine.
So I already said this. Let's see what other movies I pulled out. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Gross Point Blank.
Yes.
That
Yes.
movie is
Yes,
fantastic.
yes.
That's also God. I need to rewatch that again.
No.
And then my other favorite rom-com that was not on the list is While You Were
While
Sleeping.
you were sleeping,
So,
that is a solid
Sandy
one.
Bullock. If
Yeah.
it's got
Yeah.
Sandy Bullock, it's S tier.
Yeah. All right, that's it. That's what I got.
Okay. Josh.
Mine is. I just started reading this. Here, I'll share my screen real quick. Unless you want to click the link, Danny, it should take you
No,
there.
that's fine.
too.
You can share it.
All right. So I'm a big fan of Elizabeth Sandifer's long going series. These are all blog posts on her site, but she packages them together. She has been writing about every episode of Doctor Who since the first Doctor. And she also will wrap in novels and Big Finish audio and contemporary stuff. And so the most recent one that came out is, so this is volume 8. It's of a series called TARDIS Eruditorum. And I just started reading this a few nights ago. I always get sucked in to her books. And the thing I really like about this one is, as you can see from the subtitle, it's the Paul McGann era that then leads into the revival in 2005 with Eccleston.
Okay.
Most of the Paul McGann era are
The multiverse.
yes, exactly. Hang on, I'm trying to stop sharing my screen. There we go. Most of the Paul McGann era, he got one TV movie, and then it's a ton of Big Finish audios, but she's really focusing on the novels that came out from BBC. And I read a ton of those novels. I love them. So it's just a fun, I say fun. I mean, she's very thoughtful about how these books work and kind of the cultural context of the time. They're just great books. And so I highly recommend them. You don't even have to read this one. Just pick your favorite Doctor, and she's up through volume 8 right now, a classic Doctor, and just pick up that book and read it. They're great. I can't recommend them highly enough. So,
All right. Kyle, did you have a recommendation?
Yeah. So I was at Target this week and found this pop that I can't believe they released it, but it's a little bit of history for nostalgia for all of us. Before there was Apple View or Apple Vision, and before there was the Oculus, there was the Fisher Price Viewmaster.
that's awesome.
Now try driving a Tesla and wearing one of those.
Yeah, exactly. or crossing the street. That is very cool. I like that.
Clay.
I'm gonna start wearing those in public.
Just like strap them.
Strap them on.
That's a good TikTok idea.
I dropped 2 links that should be in the show notes for anyone watching. If you, I don't know, you love parody and you question religion, the Subgenius religion is probably the only religion I follow because it's a parody of all religions.
I love it.
I put in a link for 2 films. There's one film called Arise that is like early Subgenius when it was being developed in Dallas in the 80s and kind of follows the creators. Then there's a documentary that came out a few years ago called J.R. Bob Dobbs and the Church of the Subgenius, which kind of catches you up to today of what's going on. and they're both free on YouTube, and you can watch both of them. Kind of humorous, kind of funny, kind of weird, because when you get to the second one about the Church of the Subgenius today, you've seen that there's kind of a fraction in the church where there are some people who kind of took it a little too real. And some people who go, yeah, this is a parody. We're just kind of parodying. But some people who've adapted it as a religion. And it's like, so this pretty much proves anyone can create a religion because somebody will follow it.
And this is where we are announcing our new religion.
I feel like we come full
I'll drop
circle
the
after
links.
talking about cults and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll drop the link for the YouTube on the show after the show is wrapped up, and when you see it back for POV for on demand. All right, I'm gonna recommend a book that's a series that's ending next week. Batman City of Man comes out. This is the Christian Ward book. It's fantastic. I've read it. It's a good way to wrap up the story. It has some really cool covers as well. So like, yeah, if you want to see this subterraneous Gotham that Christian Ward has imagined, it's really cool stuff. So highly recommend that. So all right, anything else before we get out of here? Nope. Cool. Stay tuned. Yeah, we'll let you guys know about what rom-com we are choosing from that list to talk about, and we'll see you guys next time. See you later.
He's
The most important thing in life will always be the people in this room. Right here. Right now.